right, hello. Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Seattle Sports app, all the podcast platforms out there, plus YouTube and 97.3 HD2 if you like to listen to the show here locally and crystal clear, high-definition radio. Great way to do it if you can figure out how to use it on your car. And, I did mention YouTube. I was watching some YouTube yesterday. I watched a lot of the Taylor Swift interview. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty good.
Oh, you did?
I mean, I didn't watch all 2 hours of it, and I fast-forwarded a little. But I got home.
2 hours?
Oh, it's really long.
Wow.
Yeah, it was at least an hour 40, and I think it ended up being 2 hours. There was a lot of content in there. And to be fair, I think she talked, if it was 2 hours long, for an hour and 50 minutes. There was a lot of her talking. But it was entertaining. It was good. Like Jason Kelsey did a really good job interviewing. Travis says almost nothing, which is fine. And Taylor talked the rest of the time. It was pretty good. Yeah, she talked about her new album. There's some pretty good stuff where she talks about like learning about football for the first time. It's pretty like she's pretty funny. She's like, yeah, the first time we went on a date. She's like, I asked him what it was like being in the Super Bowl and seeing your brother right there just a few feet away on the same field. And he's like, well, we're both on offense, so we're not really out on the field together at the same time. And she's like, oh, my God. She had no idea that there was an offense and a defense. Like, she knew nothing about football whatsoever. And she's like, yeah, now I'm running around like, oh, my God, we drafted Xavier Worthy, and like getting all excited. And it was just kind of cool to hear, I guess, a person learn about football as an adult. And the fact that she's like one of the 3 or 4 most famous people in the world doing it. I don't know. It was kind of cool. And I'm sure the NFL was just eating it up as that's just, trying to add more audience. And if this person's talking about cover 2, cover 4, cover 0, which was hilarious, like, that's just a whole new audience that they're hoping to reach. So I was entertained, if nothing else. My kids were obviously excited about the music, and she's doing a song with Sabrina Carpenter, which they were excited about. But I don't know. It was entertaining. I was entertained.
So yesterday I was saying I thought this was going to be one of the most listened to podcast interviews ever.
It?
I don't know the audio numbers, but in the first 14 hours that it's been up on YouTube, it's at 9.1 million views.
Yeah. So what was the one Brock said? Was it the Trump Joe Rogan thing? Was that the one that he said was maybe the biggest of all time?
Yeah, I think so.
I'd be curious to. I mean, I'm sure someone will run the numbers, given the culture that we live in. It would be interesting to see. Anyway, it was entertaining. If you were debating whether or not you were interested in listening to it, it was. I thought it was fun to listen to. I definitely enjoyed it. Let's see. You want to talk Mariners? You want to wait a minute? We can wait a minute. We don't have to get right into it. We can wait another minute. I got some podcast reviews if you want those. That's kind of fun, right? Let's see. Just a couple of new ones. This one says, pompous liberal is Salk. There is no question Salk is a leftist liberal. And despite this, I find myself listening. Oh, wow. That's so nice. Thank you. He has an opinion on sports and reasons for them. He may be completely wrong, but I appreciate the conviction in which he presents said opinion or position. I disagree many times and grow frustrated with the lack of dissenting positions being presented effectively. Brock needs to challenge him more in a more emphatic and passionate way. I don't disagree with that. I've never heard Brock ever make Salk change positions when the openings are clear. I need more from you, Brock and crew. Be better. All right. Well, that's the challenge with being a pompous leftist.
I have no
liberal.
problem challenging Salk.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe you need to do it better and more often.
Okay.
What's the matter with you? Let's see. Where'd it go? There was somebody who was. Oh yeah, remember the person who said that I was such a jerk for being mean to that caller at the end of the show. Said Ben Williamson had a noodle arm.
Yeah.
So this person wrote back again and said, all right, Salk is right. My comment was soft. I just felt bad for the guy who called. I decided to change my review to 5 stars. I love the show. I'm a mail carrier, so I listen pretty much every day. I really enjoy it. Salk's definitely rude sometimes, but sometimes it's warranted. That's what I'm saying. Yes, sometimes I am rude, but it's usually warranted. Thanks for doing what you do. Also, when Brock and or Salk are out, Moore and Lyle do a great job filling in. I hope you guys can achieve your goal of 4.7 stars. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Appreciate you, AVA Empire 02. Top Tier says, I love the show. You're clearly the most entertaining sports talk show in the country. Wow, that's nice. Haven't heard a sports radio show with a sense of humor like the two of you bring. Keep it up. Thank you. And then this one was my favorite, only because of the second line. Best sports show and amazing team. You can tell Maura has her fingers in everything.
Oh, come on.
I don't know what. Now, to be fair, I don't know whether they were trying to make a joke or not, but when I saw that this morning, I laughed out loud. You can tell Maura has her fingers in everything. Well, yeah, because they're huge. Lyle knows loads about sports, but nothing else. True. I mean, you can't argue with that, Lyle. Right? Your dad and brother basically said the same thing yesterday.
No, that's right.
They were great, by the way. Can we trade you for them?
Are you covering my brother's relocation fee?
No, but I really enjoyed them. They were awesome. And they showed up on time. It seemed pretty awake, which was great. Brock loves to rile people up, but it often leads to an interesting point and or a laugh. Salk is the overseer of all the wild and fun experiences that make up each episode. He's the man that keeps the show moving and never boring. All right, well, thank you. Those are all really nice reviews this morning. We must be doing something right and fixing some of our wrongs.
Don't worry, we'll get made fun of, and here's the thing later.
I'm sure we will. All right, that's at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Short show today. We only have 2 hours. 3 hours. Sorry. We only have 3 hours. We're off at 9, Mariner pregame show. And then after that, you got the baseball game. And I think they're going to play, right? It sounds like the weather's not too bad in Baltimore today, I think. So hopefully they're going to get. I was a little surprised. I thought they might not get last night in. They did. Maybe it would have been better if they didn't. A lot of frustrated people on the text toy here. Woo. A lot of frustration over really 2 things, not 3. Just sort of general frustration over Dan and the lineup and the way it was designed last night, and maybe even more specific frustration over Dylan Moore being in it and the way he played last night, which was rough. I mean, that poor guy had a bad game. What are you going to do? That was bad. I mean, he hasn't hit for now 2 months. He has 2 hits in 2 months. I don't really know what to say about that. I feel bad for him. He is, by all accounts, an incredibly nice guy. And I think, is he the longest tenured Mariner? He is. He's here longer than JP.
Yeah, because JP didn't get up in 2019 until sometime midseason.
Okay, so he's the longest tenured Mariner. Guys, they're not going to just cut him tonight. I think just for that reason. I could be wrong. Heck, this team makes me wrong. Whatever I say, this team will do the opposite. If I say they got a good bullpen, the bullpen will give it up that night. If I say they can hit, they'll immediately not score for the next 2 nights. I know that whatever I say will just immediately be proven wrong. But I would be very surprised if they, release DFA Dylan Moore before tonight's game. I know that's what you want. I know you're frustrated. I know he had a bad game last night. I know he doesn't really fit on the roster anymore. And I'm not saying he's going to make it to the end of the year. He might not make it to the end of the week or the road trip. But I would be surprised if they did it immediately after that game, just as a sign of respect. He's not going to play tonight anyway, or today, right? I mean, that was your game against the lefty. And yeah, it probably and potentially sealed his fate, as you've got Robles coming back, as you've got Luke Raley coming back. Quite frankly, honestly, I think I would rather. My frustration last night was not as much with having Dylan Moore and right, although I didn't love it, because I know that's going to go away here in another couple weeks. I still am a little confused as to why Ben Williamson's not on this roster. And as frustrating as it was, because unfortunately, in addition to the strikeouts, Dylan just had a rough day in the field. I mean, he made 2 bad plays back to back. It's too bad, because generally that's not his problem. Wouldn't you have preferred a lineup last night with Ben Williamson at third and Gino Suarez DHing instead of having Mitch Garver DH? Because I would. Right? I mean, all through this year, Williamson played almost every day. Garver did not. There's a reason for that. It's not just that one guy plays third and one guy DHs. One guy can't hit anymore. He didn't really bring anything to the table. I don't know. Garver's not going to go anywhere. He's got to be your backup catcher, although I think there's still a conversation about Harry Ford coming up here in September. And the more I think about it, the more it feels like it might need to happen. But I just, if Donovan Solano's not DHing last night, and by the way, I would have preferred him DHing to Mitch Garver. Personally, I'd rather see anybody else. I'd rather see Solano hit than Garver. as a DH? It'd be one thing if Garver was catching and Cal was DHing, but Cal's catching last night. Why do you need Garver to DH? Literally, that's why Solano's here. If he's not going to DH last night, there's just no reason to have Solano on the roster.
Well, Garver does hit lefties too, to be fair.
I don't care. I'd rather see Solano than Garver at this point. It's really not that close for me.
I think Solano's actually got reverse splits this year, funny enough.
I know that is true. He has.
Righties.
I guess, again, my point is I'd really rather see neither. I would rather see Ben Williamson play third last night and have Eugenio Suarez be your DH if you need to do that, because Polanco's moving in from DH to second. Yeah, I think I'd rather see that. 509 says I'd rather see Salk DH than Garver. All right, that's not fair. Let's not be rude today. Look, it was a bad game yesterday. These things happen. We knew it was going to happen on this road trip. It was a bit of an oddity. The lineup was a little surprising. Seeing Dylan Moore again certainly was not. The team is a little left-handed right now. Until they get Robles back, they're a little left-handed. And they're going to struggle, I think, against some left-handed pitching because of it, which is why I would have kept Williamson up and probably moved on from someone. Because if you're not going to use Solano against lefties, there's really no point in using him. You're right, Lyle. He's got some reverse splits. Unfortunately, this team doesn't need another bat against right-handed pitching. And they're going to get Raley back to have yet another lefty bat against right-handed pitching. Sorry, if that's the case, I'd rather have Williamson. Wouldn't you have a better lineup for one day with Williamson at third and Robles and Gino DHing? You improve at third base defensively, and you get Gino to stay in the game instead of Garver.
My guess with Williamson is they just want him to play for a few weeks, and he's probably the one that comes back in September.
I'm still not. I don't know. I think they're going to bring up Harry Ford in September. I think they don't like the idea of not being able to pinch hit, because you couldn't pinch hit for Garver. Last night you could, but on the games where he's catching and Cal's DHing, you can't pinch hit for him, and he's a liability sometimes late in games. I think they may, just to give them the ability to pinch hit for him. We're going to talk more about the way it's designed. Oh, my God, I got to go to break. We'll be right back. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about. If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
We at Three Tree Roofing understand that your home is your castle. That's why our certified technicians use state-of-the-art installation methods to deliver the highest warranties available. Check out our hundreds of online reviews and schedule a free estimate to see for yourself. Three Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 25% on 2024 ACs and heat pumps during the final days of the warehouse clearance sale. Plus, PSC customers get AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. Visit HomecomfortAlliance.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right. Junior colleges, tech schools, universities, just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR and the letter U.
Summer is here and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. Tolling begins soon, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good-to-Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, that was a little unexpected yesterday. The Mariners' 8-game win streak came to a crashing halt in walk-off fashion. Just didn't really see that one coming. They led 1-0 early. Julio triple, Naylor RBI. Julio had a monster game yesterday. Fell behind, though, after a Mountcastle home run and some iffy defense in right field from Dylan Moore. Battled back in the 9th. Julio again. Suarez, Canzone, all getting it done. But with 2 outs in the inning in the 9th, Matt Brash giving up a single and then a double, and that unfortunately was all she wrote.
Brash, set, deals. Swung on, line drive down the right field line. That's a fair ball going to the corner. Around second base, Carlson. He's into third. Dylan scoops it up. Dylan gets it into Polanco on the cutoff. He's not going to get a throw home. Sliding headfirst home is Dylan Carlson, and this game is over.
Yeah, he didn't even have an opportunity for a throw. I mean, like, that was two really fast dudes getting it done there. Yeah, that was a tough way for it to go. Dylan Moore era clearly on life support. His defense was rough last night. His at-bats were worse. Just a couple hits in the last 2+ months. It's really like 2.5 months. It's It's really been a long time, and poor Dylan is struggling badly. It was a game with a lot of challenges, including when to pull Logan Gilbert. I thought Dan handled that one right. I thought Logan had been giving up a lot of hard contact the previous innings. He went to Spire. What are you going to do? If you're going to go to Spire, you expect it to work, and it didn't yesterday. Dan explains.
Yeah, I mean, it's a one-run, it's a tie game at that point, and I thought they'd barreled up a couple balls, and Gabe has been so good for us in those situations, and they were just able to get one up off the wall and get the 2 runs there. But I think those are the tough decisions, and we thought at the moment that was the right one.
Yeah, I really didn't have a problem with that at all. Didn't work, but the process seemed fine to me, and unfortunately, one of your better pitchers gave it up. When those things happen, there's really not all that much you can do about it. The other Logan gets the ball today, though, in the rubber match. Logan Evans, first pitch just after 10. I do wonder, this might be his last start of the season. We'll discuss why here in just a moment.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
You want the check of the scoreboard? Because we're scoreboard watching full-fledged as we head into mid-August here. Astros bounce back. They beat the Red Sox, so they take a 1-game lead in the division. Yankees lose. Tigers win. Blue Jays lose. Cleveland loses. Texas loses. Texas is now 500. Remember when I said they're not very good? They're not very good. They're now back to 500. Anyway, all that puts the Mariners 1 game behind Houston, 2.5 behind Detroit for the second bye in the playoffs, which, again, is probably the most important thing. Rehab starts yesterday. Bryce Miller, 5 2/3 through 76 pitches, gave up just a pair of runs, regularly hit 97. Think he's ready to come back? Sure seems very likely. Maybe one more start, but I would think that's probably it. And if that's the case, I think Logan Evans is probably heading back to Tacoma. Victor Robles went 1 for 4 with a hit by pitch, a steal, and a caught stealing. Luke Raley was 0 for 4. If you have a moment today, just go look at the box score for the Rainiers. There was a time, now look, I know they've got 2 guys there on rehab assignment, but there was a time where you would look at the Rainiers lineup and be like, none of these guys are major leaguers at all, like ever. Like, these are just guys they found to fill the spot. Of the 9 guys who started last night, 8 of them have been in the big leagues, and the other is Harry Ford. Pretty crazy. And I know you got Bryce Miller on the mound as well. So when you put all of those things together, it does. It's just another example of how the organization is a whole lot deeper than it used to be. And, I think those 2 guys are probably going to be back sooner rather than later.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, Seahawks in action tomorrow, and I think we're going to get to see the starters. Here's Mike McDonald on the plan.
Might be a couple guys that will vary based on whether they get out there or not. We're still kind of working through it right now, but our guys are going to start the game out. We'll see how long it goes.
We'll see how long. So maybe not that long. As for Sam Darnold,
I don't think we need to, but I think it's the best thing for us.
Okay, we don't need to. But it's the best thing for us. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but hopefully we'll get to see him for at least one series or maybe even a whole quarter. That's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Bummer to see the 8-game win streak come to a close last night. I'm not panicking about it. I hope people don't hear that. I mean, I still think this team's real good. Let's see. Wow, Mike, listen to you. We go on an 8-game win streak, and everyone at 710 is all gung-ho because we took first place. You act like the M's were never. When you go to a different lineup and bring in 2 guys that haven't been a part of that 8-game win streak, where you've pretty much been able to roll out that same lineup every day, that you maybe had a lost opportunity. That Baltimore team's not that good. Logan Gilbert pitched really well. Was that a game that you can win? Yeah, and I think once you came back to tie it, I started feeling pretty confident, pretty comfortable. Unfortunately, what are you going to do? Gabe Spire, eventually Brash, just didn't have it. And so you end up giving up those runs yesterday. All right, let me do this. As I said, we got a short show today, so we're going to do some stuff kind of out of order. 6:45 this morning, I want to do our most intriguing Seahawk, because we're not on at 9 o'clock. We're turning over to the pregame show. So I've got the 17th most intriguing Seahawk for you today at 6:45. Generally, we do that at 9. We will still have Here's the Thing, though, at 8 o'clock. Keith Law is going to join us at 8:30. We'll talk through some baseball stuff with Keith. I do want to hear his thought on the trade deadline. He texted me right after we talked to him the last time. Was like, hey, have me back after the deadline and let's talk about it. So, okay, we're going to do that. We'll talk to Keith a little bit later from The Athletic. Before we do any of it, though, we're getting ready for tomorrow night's game against Kansas City with a little bit of help next on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch the Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
All right, luxury awaits, and it really is luxurious. I've seen it. New Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is unbelievable. The hotel is phenomenal. It looks so good. Took a tour about 2 weeks ago now, and blown away by all of it. The rooms are gorgeous. These like really nice new hardwood floors. They look great. I loved, let's see, the pool. Oh my gosh. This huge open air but indoor pool. And then like there's a whole outdoor patio area with a hot tub and chairs. Beautiful view from it. It's amazing. New restaurant's incredible. Great, gigantic sports bar. The spa's beautiful. Like you name it. It's pretty incredible. You got to go to snocasino.com to book. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
At Toyota of Kirkland, it's all about making the smart play. More savings and taking the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Prius, the electric ride, leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Their incredible team at Toyota of Kirkland will set you up with a test drive so you can head to the ballpark in that new car the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota of Kirkland or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1263.
Northwest Homeowners. When it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Your time is money. So why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
At West Hills Autoplex, we thoroughly inspect and prepare every used car to be like new. Because to you, it is new. We also pay you top dollar for your vehicle. So there's no better place to give your old car a new story. Auto Center Way exit, Highway 3 Bremerton.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
We're brought to you today by GNC. Hope I'm not interrupting your workout routine, but the GNC Live Well sale is going on right now. Buy one, get one, 50% off everything in the store and at GNC.com. That's right, everything. Protein, pre-workout, creatine, vitamins, supplements, and so much more. Go for it all and don't miss out. At GNC, nutrition isn't just a department, it's the whole freaking store. You got goals, GNC has results. Visit your local GNC store or go to GNC.com.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's refractive lens exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top: you never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
University Reprographics reminds parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at University Reprographics. Family owned since 1973. Online at universityrepro.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, I admit, Brock, we don't always need to talk to someone from the opposing city before a football game, and certainly not before a preseason football game. I just like talking to Carrington because he cracks me up and he's a good dude, and he hosts a great show in Kansas City now on 96.5 The Fan. Carrington Harrison takes a few minutes with us now. Good morning, dude. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys doing? Anytime I can go on cities that might not make the postseason, I try to make that a priority for me in my life. So I'm happy to come on you guys' show today.
I know you're not talking baseball, right? As your Royals have totally tanked this year.
Hold on,
I know we're not talking baseball, right?
You didn't ask me to come on here to talk about the Royals. I didn't agree to that.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you. I do have a couple Royals questions for you, but we're certainly not going to start there. Wow. I know, right? Coming out firing after I said all those nice things. Can you believe that?
I mean, it is now football season. I mean, you know, I spend my time wondering how the Chiefs can get back to their fourth straight Super Bowl, and you guys are wondering if you guys have a quarterback. So, I mean, we spend our day doing different things.
Hey, what's up with this? How come we thought that the Chiefs were going to play their starters in this game, and then it just came out today? It sounds like Mahomes not even going to play.
I mean, I actually thought the Chiefs were going to start their starters in this game. Like, Andy kind of has a formula of how he does things, and they kind of did that formula in the first preseason game. I thought that this would kind of be, you know, what preseason used to kind of traditionally be, where Mahomes would maybe play the first quarter, and then he just decided that he wasn't going to play today. So I am also a little bit surprised by that fact. I do know one thing. If Patrick Mahomes isn't playing, that means I don't really need to watch this game. I have a belief that for most teams when it comes to the preseason, only bad things can happen. Like, I get why we get so excited about preseason, but unless your team has a rookie quarterback, only negative things can happen. Somebody can get hurt. Somebody can underperform. But for a team like Kansas City that has championship aspirations, the preseason just doesn't really hold the value for them.
I actually agree with that. You know what it's like? It's like getting a biopsy. Like, what's the best thing they can tell you? Well, you don't have cancer and you're going to continue to live the way you've always been living. Like, there's the only thing that they can really tell you is something bad. To me, I totally agree with that take. It's like a biopsy. There's no upside in the preseason.
Yeah, I always call it there is a wheel of misfortune. And at the very beginning of the preseason, they're going to spin the wheel of misfortune. And then you'll see what teams it lands on. You know, last year it landed on Kansas City. They lost Hollywood Brown in the preseason. He didn't play until December. The Chargers, it landed on them. They lost their left tackle in Rashawn Slater. Like, that's going to happen again this week. Some starter, some player that we know on Monday is not going to be available for the first week of the season because an injury happened. So, yeah, I mean, I understand the reason for the preseason. I'm not saying that we should get rid of the preseason, but, I mean, this is a very simple pass or fail to me. Did you get all 22 of your starters to week 1 of the NFL season? If you did, then you get an A. That's all that matters.
Carrington, I like the shots right out the gate. I think that's a bold move, a brave move, and it gives good guests. There's no question about that. But help us understand, because we're trying to be the voice of the national audience, not the local audience, trying to understand why Vegas has Seattle dead last in the odds in the NFC West, why a lot of the power rankings have Seattle as a 21-22. Mock drafts have them picking in the top 10. This is an organization that has won a lot of games, and even last year 1 of Mike McDonald won 10 games. So why are the Carringtons, the Vegases, the national voices so down on the Seattle Seahawks?
I'm actually not that down on Seattle. I just like giving you guys a hard time. To answer your question seriously, I think what happens is, for some reason, we have said the same thing about the Arizona Cardinals now for 7 straight seasons. Like, we always think that Kyler Murray's about to turn this corner and something's going to be different and something's going to change. They have been people's NFC sleeper now for almost a decade or so. I don't really understand it now. I like San Francisco and the Rams more than I like Seattle, but I don't really understand why you would put Arizona ahead of Seattle. I think a lot of it just comes to none of us really know what to do with Sam Darnold. Like, you could tell me Sam Darnold is the 9th best quarterback this year in the NFL, and it wouldn't really surprise me based off last season. You could tell me that last year just didn't happen, and he's the 21st best quarterback in the league. It kind of reminds me of a baseball player that hit like 9 home runs and then 10 home runs, and then one year he hit like 37 home runs, and we're all sitting there like, wait, well, how did that happen? So I think a lot of us are waiting to see if he can do it again. So I think that makes Seattle a really hard team to kind of predict what they're going to be.
We're talking to Carrington Harrison in Kansas City. Has the cap started to affect the Chiefs yet? Like, you keep waiting for success to start to knock them down, as it tends to do in the NFL. How is it affecting them right now?
It hasn't really affected them yet. I think the Chiefs have been really smart about who they've kind of given contracts to. I mean, honestly, they're now just kind of starting to enter that question right now, where the Chiefs had a couple of really, really strong drafts, and now they're deciding from those drafts who they want to pay. They paid Creed Humphrey. They paid Trey Smith. They just paid George Karlaftis. They paid Nick Bolton. So I think they're kind of just entering that process of who are they going to pay, who are they not going to pay, how are they going to kind of move some of the money around, how are they going to figure things out. I think one thing that has helped Kansas City tremendously in all of this is Mahomes' contract and how kind of flexible it is. That, he's not the highest paid quarterback in the league, but just the way that it's kind of structured with guaranteed money, and they've already renegotiated it once, and there's like another point in 2 years where they're going to clearly renegotiate it again because, they just keep kind of pushing the money around. So I think the fact that they are on the same page with their quarterback and his contract, and it's been so flexible, I think it's allowed them to stay ahead of the curve when it comes time to pay people.
Carrington, you won't be watching Friday. Salk's going to be getting a biopsy. I'm going to record it and watch it twice. For those of us that are in tune to this, some of the bottom spots on the roster, where is Kansas City actually really good? Where should there be, even if it's the twos, where should there be a level of competition that we can learn something from? Like, ooh, okay. Yeah, that's a good group. That's a good group of pass rushers. That's a good group of receivers still. That's a group that gives us, as far as an evaluation and a test, a pretty decent judgment when it's all said and done.
That's a really good question. I would say that's on defense. Like, on my show, we haven't really spent a lot of time talking about the defense because there really isn't a reason to. So let's go back to the last game that the Chiefs won, the AFC Championship game. In that game, the Chiefs had 19 players get a tackle. 17 of those players are back on the team this year. Out of the 14 players that got a sack last season for the Chiefs, 13 of those players are back this year. So they have just such a continuity on defense when it comes to their first and second unit. So, Kansas City's a very popular team. They're a very national team. So if you've seen the Chiefs over the last couple of years, all the names and all the players are all back on defense. So even though, their first unit might not be in defensively, this is still a good defense and a good test, I think, for a team like Seattle. So that's probably the thing to look for the most is defensively. This is a defense that has pass rushers. They've got proven linebackers. They are fairly deep at corner. This is going to be a good test for a good offense in Seattle.
How much time on your show tomorrow will be dedicated to breaking down the big podcast release later this afternoon?
I mean, we actually led with it yesterday. I imagine that'll be the lead today, and it'll probably be the lead tomorrow. Like, I mean, just everybody cares about it. So, you know, there's a big building in Kansas City, Union Station. That's where the draft was a couple of years ago. They turned it orange when she announced the album. It has been orange at night every night since she announced that she was going on this podcast. Like, it is a really big deal. I also think it is hard to deny this part. I don't really listen to New Heights podcast. I'm not really a big interview podcast person, but I mean, this is the most anticipated podcast episode ever. Like, it is impossible to deny that. I think everybody's just been kind of waiting for this episode because of him and their relationship. Like, when is she going to eventually go on there? So she's going on there, and then she has news. So, yeah, I mean, this will be the number one story in Kansas City probably for the rest of the month.
Well, and I actually really like what she did with the one little clip they released. I played it for Brock earlier. Like, if you want to build it up and make everybody listen, I think kind of laughing at yourself right at the beginning is pretty good. This was Taylor Swift on the podcast.
As we all know, you know, you guys have a lot of male sports fans that listen to your podcast. And I think we all know that if there's one thing that male sports fans want to see in their spaces and on their screens, it's more of me.
I think that's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. The thing that kind of trips me up about this whole thing is, like, I'm not a Swiftie, but I don't have any issues with Taylor Swift. This is not my kind of music, right? So I leave her alone. She leaves me alone. Everybody's happy in that regard. It's like we all just watch the NBA playoffs. They show celebrities after every made basket in the NBA playoffs. Like you would think that that one guy who played Willy Wonka, Timothée Chalamet, they showed him after every Knicks basket. We celebrated. Spike Lee is a part of the game. Like, you accept it in the NBA, but then when the Chiefs score a touchdown and they briefly show Taylor Swift, that makes you mad. All of it's just weird to me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in the other situation, you're just trying to distract from the horrible product on the court. And in this situation,
we're not doing this. We're not doing this with the NBA. No, we're not doing that. No.
Well, we're doing this. Well, we're doing this right now. My final thought for you: you took shots at us, our team, our market, our people. Let me fire one right back at you, man. Is Salvi Perez going to be okay? Salvi Perez going to be okay when Cal doesn't just beat his record when he demolishes and smashes his all-time home run record as a catcher?
You know what? One thing that Kansas City doesn't care about is we just don't care about home runs. The Royals have just never been good at home runs. Like, the Royals won the World Series in 2015. They were dead last in home runs. And Salvi, I just think everybody just loves him. Right. You know, Salvi's been there through the good times. He's been there through the bad times. So honestly, the only conversation about Salvi this year has been, is he going to be in the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame? I think the argument's kind of clearly but yeah, that's really been it. It honestly hasn't really been a topic in terms of him losing the home run record.
I think it's going to be a much bigger issue, though, in Kansas City when Josh Naylor breaks Willie Wilson's stolen bases record. That's going to be the real craziness. Dude's on fire. All he does is steal bags at 240 pounds. All right, Carrington, that's enough out of you. Thank you. It's great to talk to you. Hopefully, we'll have more reasons to do so, because I always love having you on. Appreciate it, man. Talk soon.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to watching you guys 7 wins this year.
Now, see, that's not right. I don't know why he's got to come out throwing hot fire like that. That was very unnecessary yesterday. I love that guy, and
I don't think I caught that at the end. Yesterday.
Oh my gosh, they're just barbs left and right trying to get people fired up. He's a good dude, man. He's a really good radio host. He, for those of you who know Danny Parkins, who I think has been on the show before, I'm a big fan of his also, and he ended up doing that show with Mark Schlereth on Fox. He was a big deal in Chicago and hosted a show with my friend Matt Spiegel there as well. And Danny and Carrington used to host a show together in Kansas City that was a really, really good radio show. Like especially for a somewhat small market in Kansas City. It's not a tiny market. I don't mean that. It's not like a starter market or something like that. It's a real market, but it's not New York, LA, Chicago. I mean, like, it's a smaller market than Seattle. And their show is unbelievable. And they took that spot over from Nick Wright. So, like, there's just been all these guys who've come out of Kansas City and had a tremendous amount of success. Pretty cool. He's really good. I love chatting with him, even though he was mean yesterday for no apparent reason. Yeah. All right. Brock, I don't think Brock's not going to join us now, is he? I invited Brock to join us a few minutes early. And Lyle, I think you got it right. I think he just flat out ghosted me. Like, he didn't even reply to the text. He just kept going on and on about whatever he was already talking about.
Can you recall a time when you've thrown that out there that he has or something? Because I think you've done that before. When
That's
there's big
true.
news or something, hey, do you want to jump on a little early? And then it's usually crickets.
He just says nothing. Well, we do have a short show today, right? And I was trying to react to that because kind of lay it out, right? In about 15 minutes, we're going to talk Mariners, 7 o'clock. That's kind of what we do, especially after an interesting game like last night. I'm going to give Brock a chance to talk about something that's important to him at 7:30, which I think is very magnanimous of me. 8 o'clock, we're going to do Here's the Thing. 8:30, we've got Keith Law. And so we don't really have a natural time because then we're going to turn it over to the pregame show to count down our 20 most intriguing Seahawks. And quite frankly, we have to because it's all timed out. Like, it's all timed to get to. Otherwise, I'd have to start with more ties. And I probably could. Today and tomorrow could probably be another tie because these guys definitely go together. But for at least for today, I'm going to give you number 17.
Number 17.
All right, counting down the most intriguing Seahawks in order. And number 17 for me is Boye Mafe. I told you, we've done some like pairs of guys. Number 20 was a tie between the top two running backs. Then it was Reek Woolen. But then yesterday, number 18 was a tie between the two inside linebackers. Honestly, and I don't want to give you no reason to tune in tomorrow, Boye Mafe and Derek Hall could probably be put together as well. Right? Kind of both in the same position. I'm going to put Hall ahead of Mafe because he's younger. He took a huge step last year, and I think maybe there's a little bit more room to continue to grow, whereas I think it's possible Boye's already come closer to reaching his potential of who he is. But this is a contract year for him, too, just like it is for Reek Woolen, and he is the guy probably we have circled most often and said, can he go from good to great? He's definitely a good player. There's no doubt in my mind that Boye Mafe is a good player. He is. And he's gotten better each year. He's an athletic freak in all the right ways. He's a smart dude. He didn't have a ton of experience. We always knew it was going to be a process with him. And I think he's developed very well. I'm a big fan of his, personally, professionally, the whole deal. I really like Boye Mafe a lot. But I don't know that I would be willing to call him great. So he's got to get better. We asked him about his goals for this season.
Year 4 is just to keep developing my game. You know, you'll never have all the answers. So every day, every time I come out here, it's what can I work on and how can I get better and how can I make my game better, and just understanding that. On top of that, creating that relationship with my teammates. Sometimes what I do on the field may not complement my teammates. So making sure that we both are on the same page and that we can work in one accord.
Yeah, I mean, year 1 was him just adjusting to the NFL. Year 2, I thought he took a step and started to be like an actual NFL player. Year 3, last year, I mean, he's a good player last year, right? Bunch of sacks and set the edge well, and first year in Mike McDonald's system, which is supposed to really benefit guys like him. What's that look like now in year 4? This is the contract year. This is your opportunity to go show the rest of the league that you're worth a big-time defensive end, outside linebacker, edge rusher contract. And, I would say that as of right now, he's certainly not in the top tier of that. Is he looking at this as a contract year?
It's another year. I don't really look at, whether it's the contracts or whatever, that whole shebang. For me, it's just being a Seahawk. Every day I come out here, every year I'm here, I'm a Seahawk. And doesn't matter what the situation is, I'm going to just do that.
I mean, I definitely appreciate the use of the word shebang. That's not something you hear every day, certainly from NFL players. So, okay, we got the whole shebang going on. He can say that. I will admit I don't entirely believe him, right? Like, do you? Yeah, I know it's just another year. You're just a Seahawk, but it is your contract year. And he was a second-round pick. It's not like he made no money, but this is his chance to go make real money. And if he goes out and has double-digit sacks this year, he's going to get paid in a serious way. And if he goes out and, it's 7.5 sacks or something like that, the money's not going to be nearly as high for him as it would be. So, and not to mention, they've got 3-4 guys fighting for playing time on third down to try to earn those sacks, to try to be in position to get those sacks. look, DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be here now. Hopefully, again, there's some of that mentoring that comes from him, and he's able to teach the kids and the younger guys sort of, some of the tricks of the trade. I always hope that that's going to be a part of it. I don't think anybody's counting on Nwosu for much anymore. Maybe there's another guy that comes in at some point. I know Brock's mentioned, was it Kyle Van Noy Brock was mentioning as a possibility?
Yeah, I think him and Clowney have both been floated.
Yeah, so, I mean, how comfortable is your position? Yeah, he's starting to think of himself now in kind of a new way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's the other day, it was kind of funny. One of the young guys comes up to me and asked me for advice. He was like, "So how do you do this?" and da da da. And I was looking at him in my head, and I was like, "Why is he asking me?" And then I realized in the moment, I was like, "Oh, now I'm the old guy in the room. Like, I gotta give the advice and help the young guys out."
Jeez.
So
he's got a heck of a laugh too.
It's great.
He really, he's got a pretty warm personality, don't you think? Of all the Seahawks we've talked to, he is one of the warmest. Just a guy that, I don't know, you just want to be around him. You want to hear the laugh. You want to hear him talk. He's told us some interesting things over the years. Do you remember the story he told us as a rookie, right after he was drafted, about how when he was in high school, he went to, I think it was Nigeria, right? For like 6 months or a semester.
I think his dad made sure that he went and did some schooling there.
Yeah.
Because he grew up here mostly, but that's where they're from.
We were like, "Oh, did you speak the language?" He's like, "Nope." Just had to figure it out. Like, I don't know. I thought he seems like just a really good dude, an interesting guy, loves food, loves, culture. And I'm a fan of his, as I said, personally and professionally. But this is a big year for him. This is a big year because it is the one position that I think has the ability to take the Seahawks from good to great defensively. And he's one of the guys they really are counting on to step up to do that. So, Boye Mafe, number 17 on our list of most intriguing Seahawks. Brock was giving me grief the other day about Reek Woolen being too low. I don't know. We've had a couple people on here after Reek Woolen, and I really do believe they belong ahead of him. Boye is more intriguing to me than Reek Woolen because of the position. He's not out there on an island the way Reek will be, but second round pick as a pass rusher who's kind of gotten to be one of the good players at that position in the league, but has never fully crested it and gotten over the top. Yeah, I do think that's more intriguing than Reek Woolen.
And even if Reek Woolen turns out to be the most intriguing, it'll be like your Cal Raleigh thing.
Absolutely.
Like Danny wanted you to put people on the
yes.
lower on the list, hoping that maybe they have a Cal Raleigh effect.
Well, again, it's not the best 20 players on the Seahawks. It's the most intriguing. It's the conversations around them heading into the year. And I think Boye is one of those guys who's got some pretty interesting and intriguing conversations around him to try to figure out what the defense is going to be. Look, this defense has to be great for this team to be good, right? I mean, they have to be. They got to be a top 5 defense. If you have an expectation that this Seahawks team has a shot at making the playoffs, you've got to be counting on the fact that this defense continues to improve in year 2 under Mike McDonald as it gets more complex, as they learn the system, as they get more comfortable with it. And guys like Boye Mafe playing the role of some of the dudes who've had real success in Baltimore and under Mike's system. You need it. It's not that it's pressure on him; it's opportunity for him. The whole world is open to him if he can figure it out this year. So, all right. As I said, we only have 2 more hours to go today. Short show, and we got a bunch of cool stuff to do. We do have Here's the Thing at 8 o'clock. Keith Law is going to join us at 8:30. A lot of frustration about the way the Mariners game went last night, even the way it started. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Josh Naylor in his last 7, 348, 423, 3 home runs.
The big grumper, because he looks grumpy. I love it. But here's a story. My buddy took his grandkids to the ball game. It's crazy. I'm kicking it with guys who have grandkids, right? That's how old I'm getting. He took his jersey off and gave it to the kid who was about 5 or 6 years old. So the big grumper has a soft side as well.
Yeah.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at EmeraldQueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit EmeraldQueen.com.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Your time is money, so why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 25% on 2024 ACs and heat pumps during the final days of the warehouse clearance sale. Plus, PSC customers get AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. Visit HomecomfortAlliance.com.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's. We help, you save.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You ever get decision paralysis, like figuring out what to watch or what to eat? Well, the same applies if you're hiring. It can be overwhelming to have too many candidates to sort through. But with ZipRecruiter, you can proactively find the best ones quickly. How? Through their innovative resume database. ZipRecruiter's resume database uses advanced filtering to quickly hone in on top candidates for your roles. See someone who stands out? You can unlock their contact info instantly. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of management.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! You didn't want to join me a few minutes early today, huh? I thought you might be interested in the 17th most intriguing Seahawk.
First day of school, so.
Oh, first day of school. My God, it's mid-August.
Crazy.
I mean, yeah. I was talking to buddies in Phoenix. Their kids have been back at school for like 10 days.
Yeah.
It's insane.
What happened?
I don't know. My kids don't go back to school until after Labor Day.
Labor Day, right?
Yeah. Which is when school should start, right after
Which is
Labor
absolutely
Day.
the right thing in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Like if you were to rob the children
Oh my
of
God.
these summer days in August.
That would just be cruel.
It'd be cruel and unusual.
It's cruel enough to rob them of September. Like, I mean, the kids should be able to be out there in September.
Yes.
All right. Well, Mariners fans feel robbed, it seems like, a little bit today. And reading through the texts, a lot of frustrated Mariners fans about the way yesterday's game not just ended, but started.
Yeah.
Right? It feels like there was a combination between the two. The end happened. I mean, what are you going to do? If Matt Brash and Gabe Spire give it up, it's going to happen sometimes.
Yep.
Right? I mean, like, you're just going to have to shake your hand. What are you going to do? Occasionally, really good relievers are going to give it up. They've both been really good all year. And what are you going to do? Right? Yep. I mean, like, that happens.
Well, what you like to do is play the balls in the air better.
Well, I think that's the
part
point.
of frustration, too. They're not going to strike everybody out. So, when a ball gets hit, you got to kind of play it off the wall. Well, ball gets hit and it's in your glove. You kind of got to catch it, right? I mean, you can't. Yeah, if they give up some hits and some hard hits, and they did, those weren't gimmies by any means. Like you also have to, and on top of it, when you're not contributing offensively, which unfortunately that right fielder is not, then you've got to be premier in the outfield, which he was on one catch, but other plays certainly help.
Well, and I guess the next part of that is that's why the beginning of the game was maybe as frustrating for the end, because while you're not that mad at Matt Brash, he's going to give it up now and again. The lineup that was thrown in there, I think, is at least reading the text messages very frustrating for a lot of people. So let's kind of revisit some of the conversation we had. It was either earlier this week or maybe late last week around Garver, Moore, and Mastrobuoni, who are currently all on the big league roster, and Ford, Robles, and Raley, who are all currently, and I'll throw Williamson on there, on the Tacoma roster.
Mm-hmm.
Robles is still going to be another couple weeks. Like, he's just not ready yet, so you're going to wait a couple of weeks. Raley is able to be activated this weekend, I think. It's not that long from now. So, I mean, like, you're looking at Raley somewhat soon. And my guess is Harry Ford is a September call-up, if anything. So, again, you're probably waiting another couple weeks before that conversation. But as I'm looking at it, Brock, and I know I said the other day, like, all right, maybe maybe you got to send down Mastrobuoni because he's the only one with options, which means you can bring him back. You can't just send down Mitch Garver and bring him back. You can't just send down Dylan Moore. If you're cutting to Or Solano, like if you're going to move on from those guys, you're moving on. Yesterday did feel like a bit of a tipping point. Now, that being said, I would be shocked if the Mariners dumped Dylan Moore today. I'd be shocked. And I honestly wouldn't want them to. If you're going to move on from Dylan Moore, and I don't know whether they are, and I feel bad. I mean, the guy's really going through it. He is the longest tenured player on this team.
That is remarkable.
I know.
That is truly, truly remarkable. Speaking to the rebuild and him just kind of being a glue guy, who just knows his role. But you texted early in the game, and it's true. He's had 2 hits since May 28th.
Yeah, that's 2.5 months.
And 38 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's not a good ratio.
And he's getting out-hit against left-handed pitchers by, of all people now, Dom Canzone.
Yeah, and quite frankly, they're not even having to work hard. I mean, they're just throwing him fastballs. It's not like they're even doing it. They're just throwing him high fastballs, and he's swinging through them. Look, there's no doubt Dylan Moore's not playing well. I don't think there's any debate about.
But now you're in a pennant chase in a World Series.
That's
now
right.
You have 40 games to go. So this isn't 120 games to go. This isn't 80 games. This is 40 games.
But we can agree Dylan Moore's not going to play tonight. He's probably not going to play tomorrow or the day after that. Like, he's probably now not going to play for a little while. I have no issues whatsoever. If the Mariners are ready to DFA him and move on, or maybe, come up with a little knee injury or something that's been bothering him, maybe the back's tightened up, a little oblique, I don't know. Yeah. I'm totally fine with that. I would not do it today, personally, just out of respect.
Yeah, and
respect for him, respect for his
today,
role in the clubhouse.
Like punishment.
That's
right
right
for the challenges of last night.
And I would hate that. He does not deserve to have his Mariner career end in punishment. That's wrong. That is reactionary and wrong, and I really hope it doesn't go down that way. But if you wait a couple days, or if it's an IL stint, and by the way, he might be hurt. Didn't he have a back or an oblique or something early this year after sliding? Remember that? He ran back to first base, and he tweaked something. Maybe it was his back. I forget.
It was his back.
Okay, maybe that's been bothering him ever since. It wouldn't be the strangest thing in the world. Right? Like, he came out of the blocks this year like a house of fire. Would it be the craziest thing if he's never fully been healthy since then? I wouldn't be that surprised.
Be pretty crazy the way he can run and still bases and slide and make catches in right field.
I'm giving the guy the benefit of the doubt. Maybe swinging hurts a little bit.
It'd be a little crazy.
Maybe it's hurt his bat speed. Maybe that's why they're just blowing fastballs
and
by him every time.
And it's also kind of crazy that Mitch Garver's your DH. That's got to be the last time he's your DH. He's 1 for 19 with 10 strikeouts. So if Donovan Solano is on your roster to hit left-handers, then he's got to be your DH. I'm sorry. Like, Mitch Garver is equally as difficult to watch in the batter's box right now. He's fine as a backup catcher. In fact, offensively, statistically, and as backup catchers go, he is above average in Major League Baseball with his offensive production. But he can't be your DH.
Well, I would totally agree with you there as well. And I guess my feeling would be, if you don't think Solano is the right choice there,
right.
then
What is he?
Ben Williamson should be on your team.
Yeah.
That would be my feeling, because I would rather have seen a lineup last night where Williamson plays third and Gino DHs for the night and get him a night off his feet. He's no spring chicken.
Nope.
Right? I mean, I would be totally fine with that. And then you're helping yourself at third base in terms of your defense. And I mean, who would you rather see taking at bat right now, Ben Williamson or Mitch Garver?
You know what you realize when you do coach, and I've heard this said before, Salk, but you really do realize it, especially in the heat of some competition as things get going. Coaches have said it to me, but now actually living in these shoes, you do realize this even more, and that is the players make the decisions for you. We've got a group of young men who just can't get right. They just can't get aligned. They haven't been in their book. They don't know their assignments. Thank you. And I'm sorry, you're making the decision for your receiver coach. It's clear as day. We're not making that decision. You are. When you've got 2 hits since May 28th, when you're 1 for 19 with 10 strikeouts, right? Like, you're making these decisions with your production or lack thereof.
Yep.
And it's nothing personal. It's just, this is what competition does.
Yeah,
and now we are in the heat of the greatest competition, you can argue, in maybe Mariners history.
All right, so what do you want to do? I mean, eventually you're going to get Robles back. You're going to get Raley back. And you're going to get another player that you can add to the roster. As I'm looking at it, I think I want to, and I've not been down this road too much, but I think on September 1st, I'm adding Harry Ford to the roster.
Yep.
And my reason for it is very simple. I don't know how much he's going to play. I might have him just sit. But I want the ability on days where Garver is catching to pinch hit for him late in the game. And right now you can't, because Cal's DHing in that spot. You'd lose the DH. Your pitcher would have to hit, so you end up forcing Garver to hit late game.
Yeah, he's your September call-up. Luke Raley comes into town this weekend, and you celebrate Dylan, and you love on him. And if it is, putting him on the IL with a back or whatever it is to not punish, you do that. And then I think you do seriously. I hadn't thought about Williamson to come up and play third and give Gino some time off his legs, and off his feet. Yeah, I think that there is some wisdom to that, because if Solano doesn't hit last night as your designated hitter with the way that Garver is going, then you really do have to ask, like, what roster spot and contribution is he making right now? That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be your guy, and that's a difficult lefty last night, and we talked about his numbers. That dude is nasty. I mean, he is on a heater here over the last couple months, and to have, unfortunately, just something, and it is kind of a reminder of this lineup for all that we have talked about of, man, there is not a hole in it that's still against nasty left-handers. that lineup last night,
it turns into some holes, and they are just a little left-handed that way, and that's why. Yep. I thought about Ben Williamson. I'll tell you what, it's crazy. You look at that. I mentioned this to Lyle earlier. You look at the Tacoma lineup last night. Do you know how many big leaguers were in it?
A bunch.
8 plus Harry Ford. Though, I mean, now I know you got a couple guys rehabbing, but your lineup last night, Samad Taylor, we've seen him a few times here at the big league level. He fits in. He's hitting 300 in AAA. Rylan Thomas, who we saw this year, who actually looked okay. He's hitting 310. Robles was the DH. Raley played first. Harry Ford caught. Leody Taveras is playing right field for them now. He's hitting 294. Ben Williamson, Leo Rivas, and Cade Marlowe, who's hitting 320, by the way, this year. Like, that's your. Remember a few years ago when you'd look at the AAA lineup and be like, wait, who is that guy? Is this a guy that's supposed to come up? Not like, I mean, they just felt like they were filling it in with randos from around the league. Now at least you got a triple. I'm not saying that's a Major League Baseball team. It's not. But like, if you ran out that exact team against the White Sox with your pitching staff over 25, 30 games, how many do you think you win? 15? 12? I mean, like, that lineup is legitimately not much worse than what the White Sox or the Rockies or a few other teams are rolling out there every night. Pretty crazy.
Yep.
It does go to show kind of how far this thing has come. I did want to just point out one other thing. As much as last night was frustrating, I thought Julio had an unbelievable game last night.
Gosh.
What an unbelievable game for Julio last night. And I know we've gotten on Julio. Everyone has at times. I want to just make sure we're pointing out the opposite. His defense was incredible. Even the decision not to dive for that ball and to cut it off and hold the guy to a single was awesome. His at-bat, obviously the triple was maybe his best at-bat of the year. And then the single to lead off the ninth was like, dude, he had a really, really good game, and you need him to do that against lefties.
He was roaring with passion,
right?
Too, after that triple, like, let's go. Like, we're in this to finish this.
Yeah. I didn't get the sense last night was going to waylay this team very much. Frustrating loss, okay, but this team feels right now like you shake that off, show up again this morning, and off you go. We're going to do the same thing. We'll be right back with Need to Know next.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running.
The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with some great news. I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you guys just increased your community coverage.
That's right, Brock. We like to say we're in your neighborhood. We have you covered here at IRG. We just added 2 fantastic locations. One is in Harbor Square in the Edmonds Bowl, and the other one is in the Mill Creek Town Center, right to the entrance to Mill Creek Town Center. So we'll be able to provide fantastic care to all of us and everybody's neighborhood.
You know I love it. Expert physical and hand therapy right in your neighborhood.
That's right. We're in your neighborhood. We want to be your neighborhood family physical therapist. We'll take care of you, your family, and your neighbor.
And remember, no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit IRGPT.com and schedule your appointment today. With over 40 convenient locations, IRG is right in your neighborhood, and now 2 new spots as well. That's IRGPT.com, IRGPT.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th, at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th, at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell, with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package, or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at PCFgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate. Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, it was certainly an unexpected ending last night. The Mariners have just been so hot and just, they're just rolling, it feels like, every single night. To see it go away last night was surprising, even with some of the frustration of the lineup. When they came back late, ninth inning, you're like, okay, they're just going to figure out another way to get this done. And I really did like the way they came back. Love the at-bat from Julio for the single. Love the at-bat from Gino for the walk. Double steal was tremendous, and that's a money bag for Julio in that spot. And then everyone does their job. Naylor takes it to the right side and scores the run and moves the runner to third. And then Canzone does what he's supposed to do and gets it just deep enough to score Gino Suarez from third. Unfortunately, kind of got away from Brash in the ninth.
Brash, set, deals. Swung on, line drive down the right field line. That's a fair ball going to the corner. Around second base, Carlson. He's into third. Dillon scoops it up. Dillon gets it into Polanco on the cutoff. He's not going to get a throw home. Sliding head first home. is Dylan Carlson, and this game is over. A walk-off by Jackson Holiday has won it for Baltimore. With 2 outs, rips one into the corner, and Baltimore wins 4-3 over the Mariners.
I don't think, not a pretty. It was their first walk-off win of the season. First walk-off, First walk-off win of the season for Baltimore. Obviously frustrating. I think, some frustration from some fans about going to Gabe Spire in the 7th. I didn't have a problem with that. Dan explained.
Yeah, I mean, it's a one-run, it's a tie game at that point, and I thought they barreled up a couple balls, and Gabe has been so good for us in those situations, and they were just able to get one up off the wall and get the 2 runs there. But I think those are the tough decisions, and we thought at the moment that was the right one.
I kind of agree with them. I thought it was the right one last night too.
Yeah, and then you sent out the numbers of Logan through the lineup the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Those are pretty compelling numbers, are they not, Lyle?
I don't know if we're going to get much of a chance to talk about this today, so maybe this is a good 30 seconds to just drop it in here. But yeah, Logan's OPS the 3rd time through the order this year is now 1022. And for the record, Kirby's is 885. Like, there's no other way to say it other than they're getting torched the 3rd time through the order.
Yeah, the difference being that Kirby seems like he's on the upswing right now and getting better each start out. You kind of almost have to look at his numbers with a little bit of a grain of salt.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, I didn't mind that last night. I thought Logan was starting to fade last night. I did not have a problem. Unfortunately, 2 of your 3 best relievers gave it up. And that's going to happen every once in a while.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, so Astros win. They beat the Red Sox, so you're game back. Yankees lose. Tigers win. Blue Jays lose. Cleveland loses. Texas loses. Can we stop talking about Texas now? They're 500. Can we stop talking about the Rangers? Are we done? Are they done? Can we agree? No more Ranger talk? No? Okay, I'll keep mentioning them if you want. Rehab start for Miller went very well. 5 2/3, 76 pitches, 97 miles an hour. Maybe he is back after this week, so this could be Logan Evans' last start. Robles 1 for 4 with a hit by pitch, a steal, and a
That's
caught
his 3rd time he's been hit by pitch, by the way.
in 2 days. I know.
Yeah, and then the 3rd one, it looked like he was ready to go.
He's like, I'm done here.
To go.
What are we doing? Luke Raley went 0 for 4. We do have a lineup for today, so a lot of frustration at last night's lineup. Here is today's lineup, Brock.
Okay.
Randy Arozarena leading off and playing left field. Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor at first base, batting 2nd today. Julio, center field, hitting 3rd. Polanco, the DH. Gino Suarez hitting 5th and playing 3rd. Then Canzone in right. Garver, the catcher. Crawford at short, and Cole Young back in his regular 9 spot, second base. So a full day off for Cal.
Good. Yeah, after a late night game and an early, makes total sense.
Totally agree.
And by the way, that ball is a home run in 22 other parks last night.
When he hit?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so gone.
Yeah.
So gone. And unfortunately, it's to the part that's 370 feet somehow in left field.
Yeah, guys, you're going to have days with a backup catcher. I don't know what to tell you. Like, sometimes you got to have your backup catcher in there. Cal could use a day off. No problem with it whatsoever. You need days with your backup catcher. I actually, you can even pinch hit for him late in this game because Cal's not playing. So if and when you need to do that late, you're set up to do it. I don't mind the lineup today at all. Quite frankly, I think
you have to give Cal his days off.
You have to give him those days off, and I'd rather have them do it in Baltimore than in New York and Philadelphia, where you.
And do you really want Harry Ford in now? You want to throw him in cold now?
No, and maybe Garver batting 7th comes up with a hit or 2. Like, it's not impossible. He's had a couple of hits this year, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't mind that lineup. I think it actually makes perfect sense for today.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Seahawks in action tomorrow night, Brock. And we did get somewhat of a sense from Mike McDonald of what it will look like for the starters this week.
Might be a couple guys that will vary based on whether they get out there or not. We'll still kind of working through it right now. But, our guys are going to start the game out. We'll see how long it goes.
I love how much he's uncomfortable with these questions. Have you heard his answer on Sam Darnold? Hey, does Sam Darnold need to play?
I don't think we need to, but I think it's the best thing for us.
Okay. What's that mean?
I mean, he doesn't need to, but it's the best thing for us. Don't we do needs and wants? I think we do that, right?
All right. Well, thank you for just repeating it as an explanation.
I think you
appreciate
basically
that.
just did a need and want. Need versus want.
We don't need to. We just want to.
That's exactly right.
All right. That's fine.
Figure it out, Salk.
I think I've got it. Thank you. All right. Thanks. That is everything you need to know or want to know.
That means like
quarter past every hour here in the Brock
Leonard
and Salk
Williams
Show.
probably not going to play. Ernest Jones may not play. Spoon, there's just some guys that may not play. But offensively, I think you need to see Cooper Kupp. I think you need to see Sam Darnold. I think you need to see these guys function and operate before they play San Fran in a few weeks in the opener. I think you'd like to. I think you not only need to, you want to. For those guys, especially offensively.
Okay. All right.
Got it?
Matt and Beaverton wondering if Howdy, since he once fixed Zanino, could fix Dylan Moore. I don't know. I don't know how far Howdy's powers go to do something like that. So
I've watched my son go through stretches like that, and it is rough.
Where you just can't hit.
Where you're like, oh, thank God he got a foul ball. Oh, thank goodness I heard the bat hit the ball. Like where you just can't hit the ball.
You can't even watch.
And then it's just like fastballs. I sent you what Luke Arkin sent me. Every one of those, right, was just four-seam fast. I think the last 10 pitches he saw was just upper four-seam fastballs, and he just can't put a barrel to it.
Yeah, I think 253 with a good text here. Backup catcher every fifth day, totally get it. Backup catcher as the DH, just don't get it. And I think I'm there with you. And if that is, to me, almost more damning about Solano last night than anything else, I'm sure they had their reasons. There's probably a matchup thing in terms of who's hit better against that pitcher or pitchers like him. Like, they generally have their reasons for it. Yeah. So it's not like, it was made willy-nilly. It's not a gut feeling. But it really was tough last night, I think, seeing both Dylan Moore and Garver in the lineup together when they didn't need to be. Yeah, I get some of the frustration. All right. Brock.
What now?
Well,
what did I do now?
You tweeted and texted. So when you do both things, when you tweet and text me your tweet, I feel like you want to talk about it.
No,
I think you do.
I don't think so.
I think
don't want
you do.
This vein in my neck.
I think you do. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Four down territory. Going inside the game with former Cougs and Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Who needs to have a big week 2 of the preseason?
Damian Martinez, he got to play. Halani had 7 carries. Damian Martinez had 6, and Halani just outperformed. It could be the combination with the offensive line or whatnot. This is what preseason is all about. You're competing. Yes, you're on the same team. Yes, you want your buddy to have some success, but you're competing for that number 3 spot.
Four down territory. Every day at 11:15 and 1:15 on Bump and Stacy.
All right, we've been talking a lot about our football and baseball teams, been around them, obviously, for years. The players, the coaches, they're focused. They're on a mission, right? They know what they want, and it's right in front of them. They're in go mode. Well, it is inspiring to me, to everyone around here. It's why we watch sports. But what are you capable of, right? What if you had that right plan? What if you could be in go mode as well, and all you had to do was commit to it? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic wants to find out. They can help. They've helped over 4,000 people locally become better versions of themselves, and I know a lot of those people. Chances are you do too. I'm one of them. The plan does work. It's not that hard. It's safe. There's no injection, no surgery. You eat delicious, fresh food that you buy at the grocery store. There's real accountability and coaching. It's designed to help, and it really does work. Started off with just a 15-minute phone consultation. It's that easy. Schedule yours at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
At West Hills Autoplex, we thoroughly inspect and prepare every used car to be like new. Because to you, it is new. We also pay you top dollar for your vehicle. So there's no better place to give your old car a new story. Auto Center Way exit, Highway 3 Bremerton.
You gotta love football season, but when it comes to your windows and doors, you don't want any fumbles. Steve Rabel here, reminding you to trust locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their selection of windows and doors can't be beat, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Ends 8/23 while supplies last.
Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
This summer, make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead with a company you can trust, like 3 Tree Roofing. We're not just your roofers, we're your neighbors, and we're here to help you protect your home this season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free on-site estimate and get your roof replaced before the summer rush and potential material price increases. Our certified technicians make your roof replacement easy and worry-free, so you can focus on the important things this summer. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Icy cool and oh so sweet. It's $305,000 in cash. Turn over a new leaf by winning your share of these big summer bucks. Every Saturday in July and August, golden opportunities abound with hourly drawings from 8 p.m. until midnight when one grand prize winner will score 10 grand with 50 grand on the last Saturday of each month. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. It's the final days of the warehouse clearance sale with savings up to 25% on brand new 2024 heat pumps and ACs while supplies last. And PSC customers, listen up. Add AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. That's over $2,000 in savings. For heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, trust Home Comfort Alliance. Go to homecomfortalliance.com and tell them John Curley sent you.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Here's the thing, Brock, at 8 o'clock.
Nice.
And then Keith Law. Keith kind of requested to come on. I don't think I told you guys, and it was right when I was having phone issues, so I kind of ended up losing the text. But Keith had texted me after he came on with us before the trade deadline and said, hey, I'm on vacation for a couple days, but have me back after the trade deadline, and we can talk about what they did. I was like, wow. Okay. So
let's go.
We're going to do that. We'll talk to Keith at 8:30 this morning, and then we're done at 9 o'clock. We'll turn it over to Shannon and the pregame show, and we'll let them do their thing heading into the game, which I think they should be able to play without a problem today. I don't think weather's supposed to be a major issue today, so hopefully they just get that in without any problems. And yes, no Cal Raleigh in the lineup today. He is out after playing last night. Not a huge surprise. Garver is catching. Other than that, the lineup looks pretty much as you would expect, with Polanco DHing Cole Young, and then Josh Naylor moving up into the 2 spot, which I like. God, I like him. Yeah. Have I mentioned how much I like Josh Naylor?
No, you really have.
Have I?
Yeah, I think so.
I love the RBI last night. Honestly, I thought he and Julio both had really nice games. I know Naylor threw the ball away. Kind of blame that a little bit more on the way it was played in right field than on the throw from first base. Mm-hmm. his at bats are wicked, man.
Absolute pro.
They're really good.
Absolute pro. Before my neck starts to pulsate and we get into this, two other quick things.
Sure.
I need to confess something.
Okay.
For all of these years, and I'm almost 50, you would think I would learn by now. And when Damon or Luke say something to me like, wow, you're the most like Dad, I'm like, yeah, just stop. And then I do things like I did this week, and I'm like, yeah, I am like Dad. One of Mike Eward's other crazy things is he went through a period of his life where, he was, when they did those ads and sales at like midnight for a golf club, like, or 11 o'clock, late night, late night advertising for, just ridiculously cheap, stupid stuff you should never buy.
Right.
And he would do it, thinking he's going to find a gem.
Oh, jeez.
And I did that this week on a cold tub. Yeah, I'm like, my body needs cold tub. Like the knee, the back, like I could really use a cold tub. And I'm like, oh, this thing's $600 off. Like, this is great. And look at this perfect timing. There is a reason something is $600 off because it is terrible. It shows up.
$600 off of what?
Off of the price of it.
What was the price?
$1,200 to $600 or something.
Half price.
Yeah, half price. Half price, like winner
Dude, you
chicken
were going to
dinner.
drop $1,200 on a
No,
cold
I was not
tub?
going to drop $1,200.
But you still dropped $600
I
on a
dropped
cold tub.
$600.
Can't you just throw ice in the
You
bath?
can, but this thing, you can set the temperature. It stays there.
Oh,
You
okay.
just, set it. You forget it, and then you use it. So this thing shows up, and I knew immediately, like, oh, this is bad news bears. Bad news bears. Look at the stickers on this thing. The stickers on this thing look like your penmanship. Like, this is terrible. Like, this is really, really bad. And and then there's no manual. That's like, oh, here's
that's a bad sign.
Here's a little QR code. Watch the video.
That's not bad.
Oh, not bad. And I'm like, oh, that is kind of cool. And I'm watching the 1 minute video. I'm like, well, what about these 12 other parts? what am I supposed to do with these parts? Like, there's nothing in the video. I'm researching this site and finally I throw my phone on the couch. Just idiotic. No way to return it, likely either.
Oh, really?
Probably
So
one
you
of
think
those
you've
things-
just wasted $600?
Pretty much. Well, I'm not completely.
Must be nice.
I used it last night.
Okay.
In the tub.
How was it? Is it outside?
Now it's outside. Now the inflatable one. So
it's been banished to outside. It's in the
Molly's like,
doghouse.
that's not going to be in our bathroom. You realize that, right? And I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah,
no,
Molly ended that idea.
No, it's going to be out it's going to be out in the back basement.
So you're
deck,
going to be
and,
like
yeah.
George Kirby out there, like listening to what is it he listens to, Lyle, in
I
order
don't
to get
know,
himself
but
pumped up?
Just know this,
it's
folks. If something is
dubstep.
half
Dubstep,
price.
yeah. Are you going to be out there listening to dubstep in your cold tub like
If
George
something
Kirby?
is half price, it's usually half price for a reason.
Okay.
And you think this nearly 50-year-old would figure that out, but I have not.
That's tough.
number one.
All right, number
Speaking
one.
Of, and that's number one. Number two, valuations. You see this yesterday? The valuations of every NFL franchise.
I did see that.
came out.
Seahawks were 14th.
They were 14th at just under $7 billion. And yes, Mora was absolutely right to win trash takes. Yes, since 19, whatever it's been, the Cowboys have not been relevant on the field and won a Super Bowl. The number one most valuable franchise in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys, worth $12.8 billion.
Yeah, I did look at that. In general, though, not perfectly, but in general, it's basically just by market size.
You think so?
It's not 100%. There are a few that would be out of order.
Look at this.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
let
it's
me-
exactly by market size.
Yeah.
But at the top, you're going to
Dallas
see
1, LA 2, New York 3, New England 4, San Fran 5, Philly 6,
and those
Miami.
are all huge
Yep.
markets.
Yep.
Right.
The first small market team.
Did you say Miami? Miami's not a huge market.
Miami
but
would be the smallest of those markets
Yeah.
for sure. And it's D.C., Chicago, Houston,
big.
Atlanta,
Big.
Seattle.
Yeah. Those
Yeah,
are all big
Atlanta,
markets. And
Seattle,
look at the
Denver.
bottom. It's like Jacksonville and
Cincinnati 32,
Yeah.
Jacksonville 31, New Orleans, Arizona,
market, small
Indianapolis,
market.
Charlotte,
terrible owner
Buffalo,
in Arizona. Small
Detroit.
market.
Kind of surprising
Depressed
with
market.
Detroit. but
Depressed
yeah,
market.
depressed
I mean,
market.
like,
yeah.
that's it. I mean, that's really the extent of it. I'm actually surprised a little bit by that there is as big a discrepancy as there is in that sport. Makes perfect sense in baseball, basketball, all of it. But so much of the money in the NFL comes as completely revenue shared off the national contracts. I know you can make a little bit more in local advertising and all the stuff that you don't have to share. But I'm surprised that it would lead to that big a difference.
Yeah, I would say though, once you get to about number 10, Washington at 7.4 billion, down to the
They're
very
all about the
bottom,
same.
Cincy at 5.5 billion. Right, there's not that big of a gap.
Yeah, and
unlike the other sports.
And by the way, like that's just a valuation. It doesn't mean that somebody wouldn't pay more or less for it. It just what the valuation is.
What did Jerry Jones buy the Cowboys for in 1989?
I think I've heard this. Like,
did you see these numbers?
Is it like 600,000 or something?
So he's absolutely right when it comes to business and friction and putting yourself out there and exposure and all of that. In 1989, he bought it for $150 million. It is worth $12.8 billion.
Pretty good.
That is an ROI over 8,000%.
That's pretty.
So the guy does not
good.
know how to win Super Bowls. The guy knows, as a businessman, how
Mm-hmm.
to generate some interest in ROI.
All right, we got 5 minutes. Do you want me to play Thomas Hammock?
I just thought this was phenomenal.
I
In this
know you
day and
did.
age that we live in NIL, and listen, it sounds very hypocritical. My daughter makes money off her name, image, and likeness. I don't know. You want to do like percentages? I made $50 in college. So my daughter's made like an 8,000% increase on ROI of her being able to play the sport of basketball at the college level. But I thought that this was fairly insightful from the head coach at Northern Illinois University.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, to be honest with you, I love the challenge. It don't bother me one bit because you know what? In life, you're going to make decisions, right? Sometimes it's going to work in your favor and sometimes it's not. I told our team the other day, we lost all these guys. Let's see who plays. So it's all good when people put it on Twitter, hey, all glory to God, I'm going in the transfer portal. Let's see if they play. How many of those guys going to play or travel or get snaps? I was going to tweet something the other day, a picture of me, and say, you know what? I enjoyed my college experience. I didn't get one dime, but the lessons I learned was more valuable than any money you can ever pay me. And I appreciate that.
You know what's interesting, Salk? Having friends and coaches at the lower level, Division II, Division III, there just feels, man, I don't know the word, joy, fulfillment, and just talking to them and talking to the players. Like, they're not getting paid this. They don't feel the weight of all of these expectations either. They don't feel the weight and the pressure that also, like the trade-off of it, that comes with making these millions of dollars before you've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And, it is, I would agree with you on this. Okay, I will give you this. I will cede this to you. I don't know if you'll cede anything to me in all these years we've debated.
I'm going to, yeah.
There should have been more. Once the pipeline became so rich, it wasn't in my era. In my era, coaches weren't making $9 million.
And that was going to be some of my point. Like when I
that.
see you and I saw Tobeck responding to you and others as well. Like, yeah, I get it. In your case, it wasn't that unfair. So you could definitely be like, hey, whatever. Like, I don't feel taken advantage of.
Yes.
But when the coaches start making $12 million a year and the networks and the colleges are raking it in, the money just needs to be. It doesn't. They don't deserve it all. They just don't.
And as this was growing, and this was so sad, I remember chatting with Bob Stoops about this at a UFL production meeting. He said, if we just would have, and it's not just the NCAA, it's the board, it's the presidents, it's the schools, it's everybody involved. The NCAA always, just takes the arrows. It was everybody involved. If they would have just said, let's do this reasonably.
And they haven't.
And had some sense
I
of
would have agreed with you
guardrails
there.
and some sense of enforcement.
The
and some
constant
sense-
transferring is ridiculous. The way they're giving out the money does not make a lot of sense. They've taken what was a really hard concept for everybody anyway. It's not like this was ever easy. To me, it was just hey, look, just in principle, the guy's got to get paid. It's just not fair. But how they've done it is such a freaking disaster, and it is just done without any common
And truly,
sense.
had they done it with annuities, and they done it with so we don't have to have all this division in the locker room, and you don't even have to carry some of the weight and the pressure. If
I'm with you on all
NFL guys and Pete has talked about this with us on and off the air a bunch, and a very wise man is that one Pete Carroll who's been around the game for like 50 years. Talks about the pressure and the expectations on these first round quarterbacks and on these players, and why there's such a bust rate is to handle all that expectation is very difficult to do. But now you're seeing it, Salk, on 18-year-old high school kids coming into college.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Brock, part of the challenge I have there too, I'm not actually really disagreeing with you much on this today. That's why I didn't mind playing it. I didn't want to fight with you, and I don't think the vein's going to throb in your neck.
Wow.
because you're not wrong. Like, I get it. Like, of course, what's happening now doesn't make a lot of sense. But this was not like what I wanted to see happen 10 years ago when we were debating this. I wanted people to get their fair share. I didn't want to see all these rich people profit on the backs of talented kids that weren't making anything in return. That, to me, was not right. But the way it's gone down, obviously, has not been much better. And as we've said, we've always said, there's just no way for this system that was not set up to deal with money.
Not a business.
It wasn't set up. That was set up to be an education. Yep. And then the kids that were there were supposed to play football.
It became a business.
And then it became money, and people are fascinated.
Business. Yes.
I struggle a little bit, and I'm curious. God, we don't have a ton of time, but with you and your high school, I'll bring up your high school coaching now, and just listening to you talk about the amount of practice and the commitment that it takes, and that you would demand of the kids on your team. I'll admit that one's hard for me too. Like, what is a kid? And I get that there are some kids that are going to go on and be in the pros one day or play in college. And for those kids, totally understand the commitment level that's necessary. But what do you say to like a smart kid who wants to go spend his summer interning for whatever and wants to be doing X, Y, and Z as an adult, but loves playing sports in high school? What, they can't play on the team because their real desire is not to play in professionally one day? They've got to come to 4-hour practices all summer rather than going to intern or whatever else to further their education, which is more important to them. That's a tough one for me too, and I feel like look, maybe those kids just need to go to a different school, but like that just feels like a disservice to me also, and just yet another challenge we have with how to deal with kids in sports.
Well, wait till you start to see this. Youth sports, what you're already seeing with like 8-9-year-olds, right? Like it is just that level of commitment. I will say on the other side of it, holy smokes, when you go through this stuff, and that's why again at the Division III, the NAI, like they're going through it, man. You're going through a training camp in middle of Iowa right now. Like we watch these baseball players, right? Like, some of those
Division III level.
They are working their butts off for no money.
But for what? Like, to me,
for the fabric of like what sport brings together.
I
you
love
have
that.
seen
But
in that hotel room, Salk, on a hockey trip like this is so freaking cool.
I totally agree. But the amount of time that's being spent on it for people for whom it's never going to pay off into like their career is time that is taking away from things that are going to help them in their life.
But it is giving you life lessons, as you said there, that you just can never be
But
paid
can't
for.
those life lessons come without that level of, maybe they can't. Maybe you need to have that level of commitment in order to get there. I don't know. I feel like I learned a lot of life lessons through sports, but without committing my entire summer towards, that being, I don't know, whatever. We're out of time. We'll talk more about this another day. We've got we could do this probably all day, and there's still a lot more to come. Let's do some Blue 88. Sorry about that.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
Blue 88! Blue 88!
We take you to the field as Brock Ewart breaks down 3 football questions as only he can.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
253. You just tell them they're too smart. Go play chess. That's not right. I mean, I want people to be able to have those experiences playing sports. I don't want, I was listening to you the other day, Brock, as you were talking about that one kid, and like, oh, well, he was off, he was at his internship with a senator. I'm like, well, yeah, I should be doing an internship with a senator rather than playing football in the summer. Right? Like, that's a really positive thing, but I also understand if his coach is like, yeah, but these 7 kids have been here.
Yep.
That's tough. That's a tough level of commitment.
It is a level of balance.
Yeah, very hard. All right, question number 1. We'll get to wide receivers eventually on the most intriguing list, I promise. It's a pretty competitive group for roster spots. What did you make of Mike McDonald's comments? He did talk through. Hold on, I have this here. Here was Mike McDonald on what he expects from his 2 starters.
Same stuff they're doing in practice. Again, it's the same message we had last week of, hey, look, this is a great opportunity. It's a different setting. Obviously, there's more eyeballs on it, but we're going to go play our style of football. And it's just another, I know it's cliche, but it's like, I'm looking forward to seeing our team go rip it, and then we can kind of move from there. So these guys have been working their tails off. It's hard talking to the guys on the sideline, it's hard for them to watch the game and not be a part of it. So I think they're excited to go out there.
think it's a great thing, and Sam needs those reps with those wide receivers. Like you just do. And I mean, and again, this is just some of my history, but I watched Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne and those guys. I've listened to Tom Brady's podcast yesterday, 2 days ago with Joel Klein. It was awesome. And maybe we can play some of that tomorrow, and maybe a little spin around the NFL or something tomorrow. And just talking about, the authority with which he had, and to bring guys out and be like, we're going to do this, and we're going to do a walkthrough. And I don't care if coaches are going to be out there. This is what I need. It is that old line of a friend of mine that was at ESPN, and she kept kind of messing up her opens. And once they got into the show, she was great. And this consultant who they brought in was working with her. She's like, what's going on? She's like, wow, the start of the show, I got this producer in my ear, and he's talking to me, and he's counting me in, and it's just really distracting. And the consultant's like, well, did you tell him to stop? And she's like, well, no. Like, well, you're the one who's on the air. You're the one who is talking. So you're the one in charge, and you need to be able to, get what you need. And I think for Sam Darnold, honestly, he needs Cooper Kupp. He needs JSN. He needs some of these live reps, to work his feet, as I talked about yesterday, to work his eyes, and to work getting that ball out of his hand, which is job number one.
All right, question number 2. Brock, what is the laziest narrative in football?
Oh, our boy yesterday. What's his name? Carrington
Harrison?
I screw up his name for some reason all the time. It's 2 unique names.
Carrington Harrison.
Yes.
It's very much a country club name. I don't know if he's not a country club guy.
That's like me as a country club kind of guy.
He's got a country club kind of name.
And he came right
I think
out.
that's why he goes by C-Dot.
Is that what it is?
A lot. C-Dot.
And he came right out with it yesterday, right? Just firing bullets at us, right from the jump. Well, you don't have a quarterback, so you don't have a chance. Yeah, you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, you don't have a chance. I puke at that. I really do.
A chance to win a Super Bowl?
Did the Lions feel that way 2 years ago when Jared Goff went from a 1-win Lions team, or 3 years ago, whatever it was, to all of a sudden, the number 1 seed? Do the Lions have a quarterback? When did Jared Goff all of a sudden he wasn't a quarterback for 8 years, but all of a sudden he's quarterback now? Well, maybe because of the supporting cast and the system and the people and playing to his strengths and all the complementary aspects of it. I don't know. Hurts, when he got booed off the field, when we watched him play on a Monday night, he couldn't throw the ball to a receiver. He's throwing it 4 feet out of bounds. Could he play? Was he a good enough quarterback? Is he going to win a Super Bowl? Like Geno Smith 3 years ago. You don't got a quarterback. You're going to win 5 games. I don't know. He's going to be the comeback player of the year because the pieces around him are pretty good. And you're going to get to the playoffs. So, yeah, you can get to the playoffs. And I don't know, Hurts won you a Super Bowl. And it does make it obviously easier if you've got one of the crown jewels. But you can also win a lot of games and get to the playoffs and be a number 1 seed and maybe even win a Super Bowl if you got the right components and the right team around. That narrative is way, way, way too lazy.
All right, question number 3. It's funny. You think about the Chiefs and you tend to just focus on the offense and Andy Reid and all that, but Steve Spagnuolo is no joke as a defense coordinator. What kind of a test is that for this offense?
It's awesome. It's awesome, and I think it's what you want. It's hard. And his defense, like in structure, looks pretty simple, but in actually outcome and scheme and calls, he loves pressure. He loves to blitz. It's what he does. His DNA. And if I didn't like Carrington's lazy take about the QB and you don't have one, so you got no shot, I loved his take on the depth of this Kansas City defense. When he thought, in a very thoughtful answer of like, what's going to be for us and for the number 1 Seahawk offense, what's going to be the best thing and the best matchups? And he's like, well, the entirety of this defense, they're all back. They all return. They all know it. So this doesn't have to be just a vanilla lineup and don't show anything. This is Spagnuolo's not that way. They've got a lot of depth. Even their 2s are good players. So for Sam in this offense and for Kubiak on the sidelines, I think this is the right kind of system, the right kind of scheme, the right kind of personnel you want to compete against to expose what you are and maybe a little bit more of what you're not right now.
All right, good stuff. That is today's Blue 88. A lot of responses, obviously, to Salk's logic. Why should his daughter continue to play hockey if it's not a sustainable career for her? I don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that nobody should continue to play these sports. I'm saying that the level of commitment that is sometimes asked of kids that are not going to do it at the next level is over the top. That's all. Should Cecily keep playing hockey? Sure. Should she be going to Canada midweek, like I know a lot of kids are, to play tournaments on Wednesdays and skip school for 3 days? Probably not. Probably not. I'm probably not going to do that with Cecily, even if she gets really, really good at this, because unless that's going to be a career, I value her education more so than that. That's not to say she shouldn't play hockey.
Unless she says to you, Dan, I got to do this. This is my love.
Maybe.
This is my passion. I'm willing to sacrifice it. And you see that with some kids.
Yeah.
And that's why
I think more often you see parents doing it for their kids and pushing their kids into doing stuff like that.
Yep.
Or coaches demanding it. And I'm not saying she shouldn't play hockey. There's tons to learn through that. But do I need her to play 5 days a week and go to Canada every Wednesday? Not really. No.
They go to Canada on Wednesdays?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's midweek Canadian tournaments, dude. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Do they not go to school in Canada midweek?
I guess not. Hockey is school in Canada. What, are you kidding me? That's more important than school in Canada. Come on. You know the answer to that. We'll be back here. We're going to have a fun last hour today leading into Mariner pregame show. We've got Here's the Thing next. Keith Law at 8:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports, and Kids Sports on 710.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and all these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, and not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases, notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hundreds of vehicles on the ground, 8 dealerships, 14 brands, all in one location. Visit West Hills Autoplex. We have more brands in one location than anywhere else in Washington State, import or domestic, new or pre-owned. We make finding your perfect vehicle easy, and that means a remarkable car buying experience for you. Skip the hassle with West Hills' streamlined buying experience and feel confident buying from your neighborhood family-owned dealerships. West Hills Autoplex, Auto Center Way exit, Highway 3, Bremerton.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
At Toyota Renton, the game plan is simple. Save money and take the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry, leasing at just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Corolla at $219 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. The wonderful team at Toyota Renton can set you up with a test drive so you can take your new car to the stadium the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota Renton or online at toyotarenton.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1852.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get his freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
We got a lot of text messages, but by far the best one says, love the show, Brock. Salk doesn't get enough credit. Totally agree.
Yep.
Thank you. I agree with you, 509.
And I also see like 11 here's the things.
Yeah.
But I don't see what Zed is dead, Ned is dead. What Zed is dead?
Zed's dead, baby.
Zed's dead. Where's Zane? Is Zane dead?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, did you kill off
Kill
Zane?
him. I just maybe
feels like you kind of killed him off
by being mean.
He had his Mariners poem like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did he?
Maybe his stuff's just not that good. Maybe it doesn't make the cut. Maybe Moore doesn't put it on. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know where Zane
I don't
is.
believe I saw one from Zane yesterday.
Let's hear what the people have to say.
Brock Eward doesn't just hate one kid.
I am so disappointed in Michael Salk.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're mindless. Love you, bye.
It's time for Brock and Salk's Here's the Thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
I remember you guys can leave these messages through the Seattle Sports app. Pretty simple. Hit the call-in button and you can leave us a message like Jill did for Lyle.
Hey, Lyle. Stop dogging on Tacoma. It's not Mickey Mouse. Cheney and the Rainiers is super fun. And yes, there is a marine layer in Tacoma. You guys maybe need to venture outside of Seattle every now and then. Love your show. Bye.
I just went to a Rainiers game recently. Cheney Stadium is great.
The Tacoma Rainiers are awesome. That's not what I was getting at.
You kind of said they played in Mickey Mouse ballpark.
No, the Tacoma Rainiers and the experience and the game is awesome. And it's awesome to go to games.
Disney World's awesome, but it's Mickey Mouse.
The PCL is objectively an extremely friendly hitter's park. Every single one of them.
You were referring to Bryce Miller giving up 3 home runs.
I know. Lyle was in the right until he said that Tacoma wasn't near the water.
Whatever.
That part was a bit much. We'll go to Danny early today. Let's see what Danny's got for us.
Here's the thing. Maura, you're doing such a good job on the show. I decided to sing a song for you. Your favorite song. What am I supposed to do? Sit around and wait for you? Well, I can't do that. There's no one day. I need time to move on.
That's it?
Didn't even do the believe part.
Yeah. I was watching something. I was going back and rewatching the first season of Industry, which is one of the best shows on TV. And they had like a really slow version of that song.
Gross.
It wasn't sung by Cher. It was like a cover, but it was like a slow, like sad version of Believe. Not much more to that story. Here's Steve.
All right, here's the thing. This is Steve in Waitsburg.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in and give a shout out to sports in the Pacific Northwest right now because I love you, okay? The sun is shining. The mountains are blue. We're having a good time. August is ripping right now, okay? The boys over at T-Mobile are raking. Huh? Come on now. Let's go. Ichiro weekend with a preseason tie where the boys were looking like some dogs against Pete Carroll and his Raiders. Let's go. All right? We're going to continue to ride the good vibes wave down here, and I hope you guys do too. Salute, and get ready for some Halloween baseball because we're playing it in November, baby. Woo!
I don't think you need to. I think the World Series will be over before November this year. Yeah, I was looking at the schedule, came out yesterday. World Series starts, I think, October 22nd, 3rd, something like that. Yeah. So maybe just barely.
24th.
24th. Okay, so maybe just barely into November. Let's
Remember where Waitsburg is? We looked this up.
We did?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Northeast of Walla Walla.
That's right where it should be.
He's deep.
Let's see, Tim.
Here's the thing. I'd like to offer my services to Lyle as a tutor. Seems he could use some help with world history, music history, television history. Well, how about just all history? And now he could really use help with chemistry. What was that atom question he couldn't answer? Lyle, why don't we meet in the studio an hour before the show? We'll meet 5 a.m. I know you'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to learn. So see you in class.
My response to that is, no, I will not be spending money on a tutor. You know why? Because anything I need to learn, you can just look up on YouTube and learn that way, other than the 6 hours a day for like 18 years that I wasted in school.
But do you do any of those things?
If I need to learn something, I look it up on YouTube.
How do you know what you need to learn?
If I don't know something, you look it up.
There are so many things you don't know that you don't even know you know.
I didn't think he was going to charge you. I thought that was a pro bono
Yeah,
offer.
that was free.
I would still just look it up on YouTube.
Okay,
instead.
so you're telling me if I start giving you a list of things you need to know, you'll start looking them up and learning about them?
If I decide I want to learn about them.
But that's the whole point is you don't know. Oh, my God. Here's Brent.
Here's the thing. My name is Monsignor Applegate, and I was Lyle's 9th grade teacher. I happened to come across a copy of one of his report cards.
Oh, no.
Mathematics. Lyle can't get past 9. Double digits is too many digits for him. English literature, quote, poetry is stupid. History. He says none of it matters and nothing important happened before he was born. Fine arts only enjoys videos that are less than 10 seconds. Lyle says any other form of art is derivative. Science? Only interested in sleep science. And finally, physical education. Lyle tops out at 2 plates. Never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Oh, geez, that's not fair. That last one was just quite frankly rude.
Oh, that one's wrong.
Well, also, there's no way Lyle knows what derivative means.
Also, Lyle's mom right now turned off the radio.
Oh, she's so mad.
She's so furious.
Poor Lyle's mom.
You don't need to learn any of that stuff.
253 says, I'm now convinced that Lyle is a flat earther.
Do you think your mom's more mad at us for making fun of you for this stuff or you for having this opinion on education?
I don't think she loved my take on how I approached the school system growing up, but I think she also doesn't like you guys telling the whole city I can't count.
I think you kind of told the city that by being unable to count yesterday.
Oh, we have listeners in other countries, Lyle. It's not just the city.
It's true. Here's Chris.
Here's the thing. I love Brock and Salk because they are so relatable at times. And Mora just called Salk out for choking while he was laughing, which is something that happens every single time Salk loses it, which also kind of happens with Brock, except he always clears his throat with some huge cough. But the reason why it's funny is because as a middle-aged man myself, I found myself doing this. What the heck's going on? Why do we get older and we can't just laugh like normal, but instead just start coughing and losing our stuff? Anyway, look forward to it, Lyle. You got 20 years. Oh, by the way, this is Chris, not that Chris.
You guys are funny.
That's not your Chris Morris?
Different Chris.
No.
Did
sure?
Chris ever leave a message?
Maybe.
Do you know, I asked Maura a few minutes ago whether she and Chris have pet names for each other. Because I heard you call Molly, what'd you call her? Honey?
Honey.
Maura, what do you and Chris call each other?
I think we say boo more than anything else, but maybe babe sometimes.
Boo and babe?
Boo and babe. Doesn't that surprise you a little
I
bit?
don't know. It just happened.
That Maura's a boo and babe gal?
Oh, God.
I'm surprised that you go boo and babe.
I
just
didn't know you were
am.
gonna take this to the air.
Well, I didn't. I asked you the question. You could have said, I'm not comfortable talking about it. I asked. I didn't just bring it to the air.
What's
Boo
Heather
and
call
babe.
you?
Kind of a surprise.
What's Heather call you?
Mike.
Huh?
Mike.
He calls me dear when I'm being annoying.
When is that? every day? Here's Ethan. Can I call you dear when you're being annoying?
Sure.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, you're always after Lyle about how he screams in his interviews. Brock, you were screaming every play in Madden, okay? Your commentating is screaming.
Oh.
Whoa. Shots fired.
Ethan. That's a nice.
No, not at all. That was mean. I think I got one more. I don't know who this is, but I got one last one.
This is Joe in Boise.
No,
Here's the
it's
thing.
Joe in Boise.
When your second toe is longer than your big toe, there's a name for it. It's called Morton's toe. It's also called Greek toe because the Greeks thought it was part of ideal proportions for one's body, which is why they often made their statues that way. Famous examples include the Venus de Milo and Michelangelo's David. So, Maura, you're in good company.
Thanks, Joe.
He didn't notice he didn't talk about the giant fingers, though. He left those alone.
See, Lyle,
I never saw the Greeks doing the, what was it that you have? Arachnid something?
See,
What's
Lyle,
the
that's
disease?
something
What's the disease you have?
That's something we learned that we didn't know we were going to learn.
Right. Didn't know we needed to know it.
Didn't know we needed to know it, but now you know it. It's a perfect Greek form.
I'll look it up on YouTube.
I'm really interested in how you know what you need to know if somebody doesn't help you learn it. It's the most egotistical view of the world I've ever heard. I get a lot of grief for my ego and arrogance, but Lyle, you're sneaky the most arrogant person in the world. You think that you get to decide everything that you might need to know one day? Think about how absurd that sounds.
If I have to learn it, I'll force myself to learn it.
Brock, that's it. That's it for this segment today. But remember when we first got Lyle, when he was first hired, and Kyle said something like, "Hey, be careful."
Got him like we adopted him from the pound.
remember when we picked up Lyle at the pound and rescued him?
That little furry, yes.
No, remember what Kyle says? He's like, "Hey, be careful. You can tease Lyle, but don't turn him into Howdy. He's a different person." I don't know that he is. They might be the two most self-assured, cocksure people I've ever met. The only other person I know that would say something like, "Well, I can decide what I need to learn even though I'm in high school," is Howdy. It's Howdy and Lyle. That's it. Nobody else. What are your thoughts on VinCat?
Lyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
I was always a guy that, like, if I could get an interception, man. How many did you have in your career? 3. How many should you have had? If you, as you put it, if you didn't have frying pan hands. Yeah, I would say probably double that. When I was in high school, I played in a state championship game. I had 2 interceptions in one game, and I was like, that was my favorite game. I just loved that.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. It's the final days of the warehouse clearance sale with savings up to 25% on brand new 2024 heat pumps and ACs while supplies last. And PSC customers, listen up. Add AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. That's over $2,000 in savings. For heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, trust Home Comfort Alliance. Go to homecomfortalliance.com and tell them John Curley sent you.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
When you're hiring,
Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nellie on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on seattlesports.com.
Top Fitness Stores, the Puget Sound's premier fitness equipment store, is having a summer sale. Right now, they're offering the Inspire FT2 functional trainer at $2,000 off. Check out Precore's new 500 series treadmills and ellipticals. They're also offering the Inspire T5 fold-up treadmill at $500 off. Do you have an empty room in your house? Give Top Fitness your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. Top Fitness also has the flooring to complete the fitness space you dream of. As always, get the best advice and service from the team of experts at Top Fitness with professional delivery and assembly. It's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to professional athletes loves Top Fitness. From simple items like weights and accessories to complete home gym packages. Check out the summer event now. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, we're done a little early today as we will turn things over to the Mariners, Brock, and the pregame show starting right at 9 o'clock, game time just after 10. We do have a lineup for today. It goes like this: Randy Arozarena in left, Josh Naylor at first, Julio, of course, in center, Polanco DHs, Gino Suarez at third, Dominic Canzone back in right, Mitch Garver catching today as Cal gets the day off, fully off, Crawford at short, Young back at second base with Logan Evans on the mound against Baltimore in the rubber match. I'm sure it's a little frustrating seeing that Cal is out of the game today after the loss last night and after Garver was in there, but I think just, again, day game after the night game, just trying to get Cal out of it. Look,
got to give him his days. Got to give him his days.
I guess
especially
if you really,
after a night game with a rain delay, there was no chance he was kept.
So the only quibble would be, could you have had caught Garver last night? But then you'd be catching Garver 2 days in a row, which you probably don't really want to do either. So I don't really have a problem with this. I think it was frustrating for a lot of people seeing Dylan Moore and Garver both in the lineup last night. And my guess is that will never happen again. Just a guess. I would be willing to bet we never see that again.
Yeah, and hopefully over the next 40-something, we don't see back-to-back nights where the opposing pitcher just shuts you down, as they've done the last two nights.
And I got to tell you, both those pitchers were really good. Like, in either of those games, did you find yourself being like, come on, Mariners, what are you doing out there?
Like, a couple of bats last night that I felt like guys, late, were pressing, swinging out of the zone, trying to make something happen a little bit. But today, Sagano is a 4.3 ERA guy, 1.3 whip guy. Let's hope these bats that we have been just praising and applauding and that we're on fire over an 8-9 game win. So let's hope that they can kind of.
I'll just mention it again.
Get it going.
I thought Julio had an unbelievable game yesterday. I thought that was one of the better full complete games I've seen from Julio. The triple was maybe his best at bat of the year. I thought that the single late, the stolen base, the defense, that was one of Julio's best. Here was Dan after the game.
He's just put up those tough at bats, and I thought his every time he went up there tonight, he battled and got into some good counts. Made it tough on that guy and was able to come away with a couple of hits and hit the ball hard. So, and then when he gets on the bases, he's able to put pressure on the defense, and he was able to do that tonight pretty successfully.
He sure did. All right, Logan Evans, as I mentioned, will get the ball in the rubber match today.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Seahawks get it going tomorrow night here at home against Kansas City. We will see the starters play at least some. But then, I'm hoping for a lot of Jalen Milroe. Here's what Mike McDonald expects.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you got a lot of stuff going through your mind. First game going out there, and I think he just realized I'm just going to go play quarterback the way that I'm trained to play quarterback and see what happens, But I think he's only going to get better, which is a beautiful thing.
Yep, and I think he's going to get to watch Sam. We'll see. Usually it's 10 to 12 plays is kind of the thought process. And, if you have one nice drive and it's a 9-play drive, you go down, you punch it in, that's going to be it. And then it will be probably Drew Lock again, and then the second half can be all Jalen Milroe.
I hope so. Wouldn't mind seeing him before Drew Lock. I just don't need to see Drew Lock. Again, I know who he is. He knows who he is. They know who he is.
Well, I think what you do then, if that's what you want, then you start Jalen the third preseason game. Let Drew play second quarter.
Yep.
Right? And give Jalen the second half, and then just say, hey, Jalen, this is going to be your whole game.
Let him start with the twos and play with those guys so you can really see what he looks like. Yeah, I think that actually makes a tremendous amount of sense.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Huh? I watched that on YouTube. I chat GPT.
That's where you learned it?
Yes, where I learned it.
Good. It's a great tool.
You know what? That's everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour.
No, there was one little.
I think Lyle will decide what we need to know and what we don't need to know.
There was one little newsy thing. I brought up the valuations of the NFL franchises.
Yes.
And that kind of came out at the same time that the Blazers sold for, I thought, a pretty big number.
Considering the market they're in and the challenges with that building, surprising.
Yes, over $4 billion.
Yeah. A lot of money.
Let's see what Paul Allen's bought the Blazers for.
I bet it was less.
Can you look that up for me, Lyle, on ChatGPT, YouTube, AI? What did Paul Allen buy the Blazers for? I'm serious. Can you help me?
He'll figure it out. That is everything you need to know. Brock, did you watch any of Taylor yesterday? Taylor Swift on with the
not.
Kelseys.
I
You didn't watch any of it?
A million people at one point were all watching it.
Yeah, it's at like
You were one of the million.
9+ million have watched it, in addition to however many people have
talked
listened
a lot?
to it. She does talk a lot. She's got a lot to say. she definitely talked 90% of the time. But she is pretty interesting and fairly normal. I don't know, the story, probably the best part was her story of when they first started dating, asking him what it was like to be out on the field playing against his brother only a few feet away. And he's like, well, we both play offense, so it didn't really happen. And she's like, oh my God, I had no idea. I just assumed everybody was out on the field at once. And she's like, to come from there 2 years ago to now, like running around screaming, oh my God, we drafted Xavier Worthy. Like, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool story of getting into football late in life for somebody that kind of, is at the utmost of potential fame, but still like didn't know anything about this one huge part of American society, found it. And she's like, oh my God, it's all I think about now. Like, I love it. I'm super into the NFL and paying attention and just loving the game. So
pretty cool.
I thought that part was really cool. There's plenty in there that I'm not sure you would care about at all. My kids were very excited hearing about the new album and the thought process behind it and who she's partnered with and all that. But the take her name out of it, just like a person getting into football in their 20s or whatever, 30s. Well, we're old. I don't know how old she is, but
learning the game, man.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Life's about learning. So
You know who'd be a great teacher is Keith Law. He's going to join us next.
Oh, by the way, I got the 70 million. 70 million to 4.25 billion. Can you do that math, Lyle? 4.25 billion.
It just involves a little bit of counting. Keith Law will join us next. Harvard guy on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Josh Naylor in his last 7, 348, 423, 3 home runs.
The big grumper, because it looks grumpy. I love
Good
it.
one.
But here's a story. My buddy took his grandkids to the ball game. It's crazy. I'm kicking it with guys who have grandkids, right? That's how old I'm getting. He took his jersey off and gave it to the kid who was about 5 or 6 years old. So the big grumper has a soft side as well.
Yeah.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Yeah, we're spending time today talking about the football team, the baseball team. Look, players, coaches, they're focused. They're on the mission, right? They know what they want. It's right in front of them. They're in go mode for sure. And it is inspiring to all of us here. One of the reasons we watch sports, right? To see what someone is capable of. Well, what are you capable of? Can you drop all the weight that you need to? I think you could, but you need the right plan, and that's where Eastside Weight Loss Clinic comes in. They want to find out. They've helped over 4,000 people locally become a better version of themselves. I know a lot of them. I am one of them. The plan really does work, and it's not that hard. You're not that hungry while you're doing it. It's really good food, all safe, real food that you buy at the grocery store. No injections, no surgery, nothing like that. Plenty of accountability and lots of coaching every step of the way. Let's get it started. Just takes a 15-minute consultation. You can schedule yours right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at PCFgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
We've got a style of play no one wants to go up against. Big hits that turn the tides in our favor. Noise that shakes opponents to their core.
That was 112 decibels in that last tackle.
Disruption is in our DNA.
It's intercepted! Seahawks ball! Interception made by Love!
Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football.
Break back, throws it! Touchdown! Touchdown Seahawks!
Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
A little bit of a frustrating loss last night for the Mariners, but after you win 8 straight, after you win 10 of 11, you knew they weren't going to win every game. You knew it wasn't going to go on forever. So.
Why not, Mike? Why couldn't they win 41 in a row?
Well, I don't know. Never happened before in the history of the game, I guess. But, maybe they're unique. Maybe they're the best team ever, and that much better than anybody else who's ever played. So you get back on the horse today. Early game, 10:05, 1 o'clock start in Baltimore. So we'll jump out of here in about a half hour and pave the way for Shannon to get in with the pregame show, and then the game, obviously, after that.
You know what I'd sign up for this road trip? Going into it 5-4. If you were to tell me this nine game trip through the weather and the conditions and the pitching they're going to see and how good these teams have all been at home. Yes, even Baltimore is much better at home. Mets have been much better at home. Phillies are one of the best teams in baseball. If you would have said to me, hey, when they took off to the East Coast in this 9 games in 9 days, they go 5-4. Would I take it? 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
I mean, frankly, you'd probably even take 4 and 5 on this road trip. It would not be the end of the world. It's a really tough road trip. Yep. But you'd sure like to start it with a series win in Baltimore, knowing that the next 2 series are going to be a little bit more challenging. Again, though, and we're going to talk to Keith Law here in just a minute, the point is, since this trade deadline, and we talked to Keith right before it, and he was talking about all of what they've got in their system and how this was after the draft and how they'd reloaded it and all of that. And he texted me. He was like, yeah, let's talk again after the trade deadline, and we can talk through what they did, how they did it, who they gave up, who they didn't. So, perfect opportunity to try to do that right now. And he joins us from The Athletic, big-time friend of the show, Keith Law. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, we're great. I mean, last night notwithstanding, the baseball we've watched for the 10 games previous to that since the trade deadline have been unbelievable. I mean, just the difference in this team with Josh Naylor and Gino Suarez, even though he hasn't hit, my God, it's like a completely different ball club than I've watched for 16 years here.
I mean, that's probably a coincidence, right? I don't think the addition of those guys has materially changed the other players on the roster, but I understand what you're saying, too. They're starting to play a little bit. I would say they're playing more up to their potential. I saw our friend Joe Sheehan in his newsletter. He did a re-ranking of all the teams in baseball. He had the Mariners as the top team in the American League. I couldn't argue with that. I actually think they've got a pretty good argument to be best team in the AL, and I would say I don't love saying there's a World Series favorite or a pennant favorite, but they would be my pick right now. If you asked me, who do you think is going to go to the World Series in the American League, I would lean towards the Mariners. Particularly, I think we've discussed this before. I think their starting pitching is going to really set them apart if they get to October.
Probably a fun little debate and something you just said there. You don't know if those additions materially change any other player, but what if they change their role? What if they don't feel like they've got to swing out of their shoes? What if they feel like J.P. Crawford's better in the 8th spot than he is some of the other? Do you think there is something to that it actually can put the guys in different roles and different positions to make them materially better?
If it's a matter of moving a guy to a different, say, defensive position, if you were saying, we acquired a real shortstop, so the guy we had at shortstop can go play a position where he's more capable or more comfortable, that I think is real. I don't think the idea of hitters hitting differently based on where they are in the order, that isn't a thing. I don't think it's a major league level. I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it should be a thing. To me, if you've got hitters who are like, well, I can't hit in the 2nd spot, but I can hit in the 8th, I mean, that comes down to a question about the makeup of the hitter and maybe on the coaching staff too. Like, dude, your job is to hit. I don't care where you are in the order.
Hey, what did you make of the deals they did make? We talked to you just before they made those trades. What did you make of what they gave up for Naylor, what they gave up for Gino Suarez, and then I guess what they gave up for Caleb Ferguson as well?
They gave up nothing. I mean, honestly, I could not get over how they made all those additions and didn't touch any of the top prospects in their system. I mean, we're talking about guys with maybe a chance to be competent major league relievers at some point. I really thought one of the bigger prospects, I mean, not a Colt Emerson say, but one of their bigger name prospects would end up somewhere else at the deadline, which we've seen them do before, right? To get Rosarena, they traded 2 pretty good prospects. And this year they didn't have to trade any of those guys. I think a little bit was taking on money. A little bit of it, too, was just we didn't see a lot of big prospects change teams at all. Only one guy who was on my top 100, Leo DeVries, because, of course, A.J. Preller did it, was traded at the deadline. There were a couple other guys of some note, but who were prospects with maybe upside but question marks. But what the Mariners gave up in those deals was – I saw one of them and texted somebody I knew at the Mariners and said, essentially, is that it? And that's pretty good, actually. Everyone said this was going to be a seller's market. Prices were going to be high, but that didn't actually turn out to be the case, certainly not for the Mariners.
So the only question I would have to follow up on that is if none of your top-tier guys change teams at all, should the Mariners have gone a little harder then on either Duran or Jax or Bednar, one of the sort of leverage arms that change teams? If no, I thought the Phillies had given up a fair amount. Should they have tried to beat some of those deals?
So they were the next 2. Honestly, if I ranked all, I didn't do this. Thank God I didn't do this. Sort of been a miserable exercise. But if I had ranked all the prospects who changed teams at the deadline, DeVries would have obviously been one. I think the 2 prospects the Phillies traded for Duran, Eduardo Tait, a catcher who may not catch but who can really hit, and then Mick Abel, starting pitcher, who's been up and down this year, and it's great stuff, and he's just never thrown strikes anywhere in his professional career to this point. And I don't even have a good explanation why. I've seen this guy. I'm like, well, he should throw strikes. Looks like he should throw strikes, and he just hasn't done so. Those guys might be 2 and 3. So I would say if you take Duran out of the equation, because for the Mariners to top that, it would have been a pretty high price. If the Phillies paid a high price, they're probably banking on Duran is immediate. He's already the closer. They love him here already. And they have multiple years of control remaining, which I'm sure the Phillies factored in. Could they have gone harder after Bednar? Probably. But Bednar's track record's pretty up and down the last year or so. I don't think he's sort of that. I don't love the idea of the lockdown closer. I would say more like he is a good high leverage reliever, but comes with some risk, and he's not as good as Duran. So would you trade Cole Young? This is a guy I think we talked about last time. I said I thought for sure they would end up trading him. Would you trade a Cole Young and his upside as an everyday second baseman to get David Bednar? I would not, personally.
No chance. I mean, I don't think you can take him out of this lineup. He looks like he's going to be the starting second baseman here, Keith, for the next 6 to 10 years, depending.
Well, that's, to me, then, if they end up in the situation I described last time, where it's just they have so many middle infielders coming, and maybe he makes someone else, maybe Celestin, who I love, obviously, but maybe he becomes someone they consider trading in a blockbuster deal. Or if everything works out and Emerson is speeding towards the majors as a shortstop and Celestin looks like he's going to stay in the middle infield and he's getting closer, imagine how valuable Young would be 2 years in if he is a solid, average, everyday second baseman and they need something, right? Probably a power hitter, because that's pretty much always what this club is looking for. It's the one thing they haven't developed particularly well. I don't think they draft those guys all that much. So it's sort of I think it's more philosophical. They really seem to focus on guys who can hit first, and they hope the power comes later. So maybe they're going out to get a 30-homer guy at some point, and Young might be an extremely valuable piece in a trade like that, or he makes someone else more tradable.
Mariners pretty clear, Keith, that they are a draft, develop, and trade organization. This is just kind of a wheelhouse question for you that I have no idea on if what's happened this year is the norm around baseball or it just speaks to their draft and develop. But Sloan gets moved up to Everett. Senja gets moved up from Everett to Double-A. Montez moves up to Double-A. Emerson moves up to Double-A. Like, all throughout this season, they are been, their top prospects, most of them have advanced in season. Is that the norm in baseball?
It is. Almost too much so, in the sense, and this isn't really about the Mariners, but, the other day, the Guardians did a whole batch of promotions. They moved Travis Bazzana, who's first, played out at Oregon State, first pick in the draft last year. They moved him up to AAA. He's been fine at AA. He hasn't been bad, but he certainly hasn't played well enough to merit a promotion. They took their first rounder from the year before, Ralphie Velasquez, moved him up from high A to AA, and I went, did I miss something here? He's not hit well at all. Just looking at the White Sox low A roster, because they're coming through my area next week, and they have one prospect I wanted to see, and there's another one. Oh, I'll go see him. Oh, no, he's gone. He had a 680-something OPS. I don't love OPS, but it's hard to, right? That's not good. There's no way to sugarcoat that. But they moved him up anyway. And I feel like there's become a big thing for a variety. This week could have a whole 20-minute conversation on this, but teams are often promoting guys too quickly. And I don't think that's often the right thing for their development. Now, Sloan should have been promoted. That made sense. Emerson should have been promoted. That made sense. Montez should have been promoted. The only one of those I had some questions about was Senja. We talked about him. There's just developmental things he's got to work on, but he's super talented. And I'm sure he's going to do well enough in AA. It's never going to look like a bad idea that they promoted him. I just might have held him back a little longer to work on. I just don't think he should be switch pitching anymore. That's the number one thing.
Hey, they had 9 guys on the new MLB pipeline top 100, which is pretty incredible. Would your list have looked similar to that? I know you do it your own way, and I don't expect him to, but do you think they've got 9 legitimate top 100 prospects, even after graduating Cole Young?
Probably. I don't have to apologize. I don't have their list in front of me, but like Emerson, Celestin, Senja, Sloan, Montez,
Ford, Farmelo.
Ford is a borderline guy for me.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of questions about him. If he can't catch, and a lot of scouts are like, it's just not good. And even the Mariners have said, we're never sure. It's always going to be a work in progress or for a long time. But the guy they just drafted, Anderson, clearly, he was on my midseason top 60. I think they had 5 or 6 on my midseason top 60. And other than Ford, I think all those guys would be pretty comfortably top 100, even though I haven't sat down and done the full exercise. I feel pretty good about all of those. Ford, I think, has stalled. He's something. He has major league value somewhere, but if he's not an everyday catcher, I don't know where he plays, and the bat is not good enough for him to DH.
One of the things I thought was interesting, as our friend Jason Churchill pointed out, that they had guys as high as I think 11 Colt Emerson, as low as 97 Celestine. He said, you know what? Looking at this list of 9 guys, it wouldn't even be that surprising if you reversed the list and said that Celestine was in the top 10 and the other guy was that they have that many guys that have that much maybe variance in terms of what they're expected. Their ceiling.
Yes, I think that's true. And I think I have Celestine in my top 20 or 25. I think he's a star. He hasn't had a star level year, but he's also really young. He didn't play a lot coming into this year. But the reason I think you see that high variance is so many of their top prospects, other Anderson and Cynthia are the ones who I think don't fit this. They were high school drafts or they were international free agents. And Cynthia is kind of unusual for a college guy because he was relatively, I hate to say raw, but nowhere, he's not Cade Anderson, right? Cade Anderson, super polished, best pitcher, led Division I in strikeouts, got the multiple pitches, got the delivery. Cynthia was more, arm strength, kind of a big wild card with the switch pitching thing, and does he have the command from the right side, but he's super athletic. He was always going to take more time. So I feel like he's a little bit on that bubble. Anderson is the only one I think of there. I don't know who their 9 were exactly, but I think he's the only one who was a straight college draft, who was sort of what you see is what you get. And obviously that's really good, but you don't see the variance. Nobody's disagreeing widely on what we think Cade Anderson.
2 things, Keith. I'll bring you into a conversation we had on our show earlier. As a Harvard guy, how many times do you turn to YouTube to learn something?
I just did the other day because I'm trying to repair a leaky faucet in the bathroom. I use YouTube a lot for home and auto repair stuff.
There you go.
It is amazing how many silly things, because my dad taught me all the electrical stuff, but if it's plumbing, car stuff he taught me 20 years ago, cars are not like that. They're computers with wheels at this point.
Very different.
So like a lot of, I do go to YouTube to do a lot of that.
All right,
and
fair.
for folks who don't, I'm a guitarist as a hobby, and I go to YouTube a lot to learn certain songs.
That makes sense.
It's great for that.
I like it. Okay, that was a silly question. The real question is, in your lifetime of doing this, have you ever felt the Mariners organization from the major league level? We were looking at their AAA lineup last night. It's got like 7, 8 guys that have had some time in the big leagues, the AA level, these guys, the 9 Have you ever felt the Mariners organization brimming with this much depth and talent?
No, that's a pretty easy question, because there were points where I had them as one of the worst farm systems in baseball. Have I ever had them as one of the best before the last 18 months? I don't think so. Maybe 20 years ago, which I just say that hesitantly because that's literally a lifetime ago. My daughter's 19, so it's her life, not mine. But it's hard to remember exactly where I had a system at that point, but also, that would have been actually years. And we just don't talk about it, right?
Right. Yeah.
What they're doing is pretty, the whole thing and doing it where you say, hey, they could win the American League and they've got this kind of an organization and there's maybe more. It's really pretty remarkable. One of the guys that I did not know a lot about, Josh Naylor, before he arrived here. I'm not sure I still know a lot about Josh Naylor other than that I love watching him play. What do you make of him? Because he seems like somebody where the scouting report and the stats might be a little bit mixed or might not agree with each other all the time.
What he does really well is mash right-handed pitching with power, pretty good pitch. Has always kind of been a weak spot for him, enough that you might platoon him, but you don't have to platoon him. He's kind of on that borderline. Obviously, platooning a guy at first base with another, if you have another first base or DH only type, that's not great for roster management. So he's kind of on that cusp for me. And I think there's always been some disagreement of where he fits best defensively. Folks I know who've been around him with multiple organizations now, because he's obviously been traded a few times, always said he's a better athlete than you think. He moves better than you think. But people see the body type and assume he's not very athletic. And I think he's better at first base than he's gotten credit for. I remember when they tried him in the outfield, the Marlins tried him in the outfield, and that was a non-starter for me. But you got to try it and see what it looks like, right? You need that flexibility. I don't think he's awful at first base. Obviously, you could probably find somebody better defensively at first, but I think that more than makes up for anything he's costing you with the glove.
It's funny because you look at him, I expect to see like 35, 40 home runs a year. I expected to see like a Matt Stairs kind of a player.
Yeah.
But he's not at all when you watch him. I mean, he's a smart hitter. He's a good contact hitter. I've really just been incredibly impressed watching him, in addition to, the 12 stolen bases he's had or something since he's gotten here. But the other part that he brings, and I don't know how much time you spend focusing on this, is that's just a guy with a lot of edge. And there aren't that many ball players today who have the red ass like he does, who's got that amount of edge. Do you look for stuff like that? Do you think that has value in a team trying to make a playoff run?
I do think there's something there. I like guys who compete. I like guys who play hard, but smart. Right? There's a random prospect. I mean, not random anymore. Nate George, an outfielder in the Orioles system, came to mind because he just got promoted the other day. We were just talking about promotion. I posted a video on Blue Sky of this guy just scoring from second on a routine base hit, and he looked like a train coming to the plate. Like, he was running so hard. And he runs like that all the time. And he's just a super. They got him in the 16th round. He might turn out to be an amazing scouting story. But I like that guy more because it's energy all the time. Doesn't matter the score, doesn't matter the situation. He's not doing dumb stuff. He's not running into outs. But he will play hard. He will give you a good at bat. He will run everything out. He's got some power, and he knows how to use it already really well for a 19-year-old. It all works together. I don't mean dating myself. Remember Luis Polonia, who ran hard all the time, directly into outs, right? That doesn't count. But if you're smart about it, if your at-bats are good, Naylor is a guy where has he hit 30 home runs once, I think, in his career?
I think once.
He looks like a guy once, right? I totally agree. And that's when he was drafted. That's what people thought he was going to be, it was big power, and we'll see what what the package turns out to be. I'm okay with a guy giving back a little bit of power if he's using it to get a better approach. He's getting on base more. Not everybody has to pull the ball in the air 90% of the time. I understand I can't believe I'm saying this. That's what analytics say to do. It's okay to vary up your approach a little bit because pitchers are going to figure that out and they're going to pitch to you differently.
Hey, last thing for me here, Keith, is I asked you earlier about the Mariners organization. How about amongst their peers? How many other teams' situation at the major league level, the minor league level, the farm system, how many would you trade for the Mariners? How many have it better than what's going on right now in Seattle? In totality.
Didn't I have them one? I think I had them one coming into the season. I could say who's in their echelon among farm systems. Boston, certainly. They've done a really good job with some drafting and development stuff. Coming into the year, it was much more on the hitting side. They've actually seen real progress from a lot of their arms this year, which is obviously great to see. The Dodgers always, the Dodgers have just pulled some stuff off too. Later draft picks, trades. They get a guy from the Reds who was kind of maybe a fourth outfielder prospect, and now he's in my top 60 because spending 3 months with the Dodgers is apparently all it takes. They sprinkle their Dodger fairy dust on guys. It just happens. That might be it in terms of that very top tier. We'll see in a couple months once we get through all these guys who just got drafted and some guys come over from the Dominican play in these unofficial bridge leagues that are happening in Arizona and Florida. I get more new scouting reports on a lot of guys once that all wraps up. But right now, I would say that's probably your top three in some order.
Last thing for me, and we only have about a minute here, and then we're actually turning it over to the Mariners for their pregame show and then early game against Baltimore today. But what are your thoughts on how long it would take to get a starting pitcher ready to pitch out of the pen for the playoffs? And the Mariners have 2 or 3 of those guys. I mean, since they didn't go out and get a Duran or someone like that, it could be Emerson Hancock, it could be Bryce Miller, it could be Logan Evans. I mean, they've got a lot of really good deep starting pitching. What is your process or thoughts on turning those guys into relievers for the short term?
Understanding it varies pitcher by pitcher, but I would say about 2 weeks. And with the caveat that I would not ask such a pitcher to pitch on back-to-back days in the postseason because he just hasn't done it. And I think that is asking a lot for a guy whose entire routine for years, maybe his whole life, has been around starting, to ask him to pitch back-to-back and maintain his fitness, in addition to maybe not getting him hurt, is probably a lot. The other direction obviously takes much longer. But what you're talking about, teams used to do that all the time. I just think as pitchers have thrown harder and roles have become more specialized, it might be a little more involved. but it's extremely doable. And the guys you're talking about should all be able to make that conversion.
They could be some dudes too, huh? I mean, like the idea of Emerson Hancock coming in for an inning in the 7th and 2-pitch pitcher instead of trying to throw 3 or 4. Pretty exciting. Pretty fun times.
Bumping 100 in that role.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think it makes a ton of sense for pick your guys who are better suited to that role. And obviously they have a surfeit of starters so they can do that.
Thanks for doing this, man. Appreciate it. Getting you before and after the deadline. Really valuable from our perspective to see where the Mariners are at. And pretty fun times here in Seattle. So thank you, as always. Make sure you guys read Keith's stuff in The Athletic and everywhere else where you can find him, whether it's about board games or whatever it is that's on Keith's mind. Guitar, baseball. He's a multifaceted human. So thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
There you go. The great Keith Law, Brock, with
even Harvard guys go to YouTube, Salk. Even
for certain
Harvard guys
things.
go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think he knows what he needs to know, though.
That's right, Lyle. See, point for you, Lyle.
You and Keith,
Yep.
basically in the exact same situation. So, fun show today. You in tomorrow?
It is good
We're gonna have fun tomorrow.
Yeah.
Gio come in, be getting ready for the Seahawks game tomorrow night.
I mean, Steve in Waitsburg basically kind of quoted Jim Harbaugh, who's got it better than us.
That's true.
I mean, right now, Mariners pennant chase.
Shannon's getting mad at people who who are mad that Cal's not in the lineup today. I don't blame her. Like, chill out, guys. The guy needs some days off. How many times have we said Cal needs his days off? All right, so we're turning it over to Shannon and the rest of the pregame show crew right now. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning right at 6 a.m. And until then, Brock, you know where the hay is?
Barn.
That's right. The hay is 100% officially, totally in the barn. See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Lyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
Josh Naylor's hit the ground running. The defense has been something I did not even think about.
If it's possible, I would be knocking on the door, calling the phone, sending the emails with his agent. And I think if they are able to go on a deep run in the postseason, that could go a long way into selling Seattle to him if it needs to be sold.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your time is money. Stop wasting it in I-5 gridlock. Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Feeling the heat? Cool off with Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 25% on 2024 ACs and heat pumps during the final days of the warehouse clearance sale. Plus, PSC customers get AeroSeal duct sealing for as little as $99. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
I have a handful of stories that really affected me personally in my career and how I handle employees. Lee Johnson coming out of his office as a customer asked me where the service department is. I was like, yeah, go to the end of the hall, go up the stairs, go across the breezeway, open a door, go to the left. You want Chevy, go to the right. You want Mazda? Because I didn't even have enough time to say, hey, what kind of car do you have? Here comes Lee, and it's like, oh, man, come with me. Let me show you. And then having him come back and not dress me down is just almost like with that fatherly disappointment of like, hey, that's not how we take care of people. I mean, the right way is to walk her down to the stairs, walk her up the stairs, open the door for her, go over, cross the way, open up that door, introduce her to somebody. So she's comfortable, she's made it to the right place, and that we value the business. What you did was you made it seem like she was an inconvenience to you. Customers are the purpose of our day.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. The Seattle Mariners pregame show is on.
Back she goes, going and going. Goodbye, baseball, he did it! Julio Rodriguez.
Mariners pregame is brought to you by the new Chevy Trax, Beacon Plumbing, and Muckleshoot